knows how it
around.
works.
It's a little preseason treat. We also have the Giants playing their first preseason game in Orchard Park
Have
against
that up on the
Buffalo
TV.
Bills. We might put that up on a TV right here at 1 p.m. Jackson Dart will get the start, and then tonight we have the New York Jets at 8 o'clock against the Green Bay Packers. But before we do all that, before the show, we're talking a little bit about what do we want to talk about in the open. You know, we usually have a direction we like to go in. We're talking a lot about Duncan this morning. Would you like to tell the audience your connection to Duncan?
My connection. What do you like? Just a general
Just like
overview.
let's just talk about it.
I had a thing. I don't know why I said it like that. I had a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I had a
Let it be known,
routine.
Joe had a thing.
I had a routine with Duncan. I did not have a thing with Duncan because that would imply that the thing is over, and it's not. I had a
That's
routine
beautiful.
with Duncan in high school, where every day, and despite the allegations of tardiness, this was not true. Every day to school, I would
Joe
get there
sounds like
very
he's
early.
trying to quell something. I
no,
mean,
there is no quell. There is no quell.
I don't know, Joe. Someone that would be trying to say that he was never late to school wouldn't be like keep bringing it up after a while. I'm just saying. If you
Have
went
you
to
ever
Duncan-
been late to class here?
At Fordham? Yeah.
How many times?
Few?
Okay.
Yeah.
How many
Why do I
times
not
late to high
believe
school?
you?
Late to high school? Few.
Because of Duncan?
No, zero. Zero.
I don't know
Zero.
about that, Joe.
Negative.
You sure?
Zero. Confirmed.
Confirmed?
But you could ask one of my many friends, and I have them.
Really sounds like you're grasping for straws.
No,
right
I
now,
don't know
Joe.
if I believe you.
Sounds like you were late almost every day.
No. What I would do is I would go in my car, a 2008 FJ Cruiser
There you
from
go.
Toyota. We call it the Oreo because it's black and white. And I would go to one of 3 Dunkins nearby, and I can talk about.
Do you want to name the addresses?
Well,
Well, that might dox you a little bit, so maybe
to
not.
me, yeah, I guess.
If
I
only
guess
ben,
it
if
would.
Ben Oppenheimer's listening to the show, he'll find your house immediately. He does the thing.
You could actually triangulate my location based on the 3 nearest Dunkins because they're in. It's triangular.
But
It's
that's
triangular.
how you find any person from Massachusetts location.
That's true. Anyway, so there was this is so offbeat, but there was this documentary, not documentary, but a news beat, like a hit
Okay.
that was done on a local channel recently in Massachusetts, where there was a town called Stowe, and they, like every town in Massachusetts, always had multiple Dunkins, and then during COVID, those franchises shut down. So they were the lone Duncan-less town in Massachusetts, and there was a lot of hubbub, if you'd like to use that word. And then they very recently got a brand new Duncan, and that's the news of the year in Stowe, Massachusetts. No disrespect.
There's a lot
And
of stuff going on.
They
in Stowe.
got a name one stuff.
I'm not a Stowe resident. I've just heard that
Then
there's
why'd
a lot
you
of
say?
stuff going on.
What heard of what?
I just heard there's a lot of stuff going on in
Yeah.
Stowe.
Okay.
You never know, Joe.
and they interviewed this guy on the street, and he was talking about how grateful he was, and he was saying, I used to have to drive a mile and a half in the morning to get my Dunkin', which is really
It's a
funny because
lot.
a mile and a half is like
In Massachusetts.
3 minutes.
Right.
And then I was thinking,
Mile and a half
and
from New York City's
and
45
I
minutes.
was
it's
gonna say.
embarrassing that I can say this, and I'm not joking at all. I actually know these numbers like the back of my hand. The 3 Dunkins in my radius are 1.08 miles away, 1.66 miles away, and 1.67 miles
This
away.
is
You
why
might
he
be
was late
asking,
to school.
This is
why
what,
are they so close?
right.
I'm not joking. My town has 2 Dunkins that are actually right next to each other. They're neighboring Dunkins.
How do you choose what Dunkin' you go to?
It's on a rolling basis based on service. Usually, and I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Usually, 187 Summer Street is better than 183.
That's
You
what
heard
we.
it here
That is
first,
what
folks.
we here at WFUV Sports bring to the table alongside sports opinions.
Anyways, I got
Talk
Dunkin'
about the
today.
Dunkin' in the Massachusetts.
Yeah.
The Dunkin' Latte, man. Have you
Yeah,
heard the
do you
Dunkin'
want to
Latte?
talk about the
No,
Dunkin'
I'm not
Latte?
into
I
We
love
have
the
2
Dunkin'
minutes left here.
I
You
love
can
the
talk
Dunkin'
about it.
Latte.
Talk about it.
You can
I
talk.
just love the
Go
Dunkin'
ahead.
Sports.
It's because
Make it sports.
related to sports, the Dunkin'
know.
Latte.
What does
Do what you
having
can
the
do.
first sip of Dunkin' Latte feel like?
Player comparison.
Juan Soto hitting a home run.
Okay.
There you go.
Kevin Durant hitting that three against
two?
the Milwaukee Bucks, but it never being erased.
Oh. Uh-huh.
That's how it feels.
Okay.
Because I love. So this is an affinity for me. Coffee milk from Rhode Island.
Just
is
Rhode
so-
Island.
well, I think it's only a Rhode Island thing.
I
They have
don't
a few
know.
Rhode Island things. You know Dole's lemonade?
Yeah.
That's Rhode Island.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dole's Lemonade's a
There you
Rhode
go.
Island thing. Is it in Boston?
I don't know.
See? This
Rhode
guy's not
Island's
even from
my domain.
Massachusetts.
Rhode Island
This
is
guy's
not
not even a New
Massachusetts.
That
Englander.
is not. Yeah.
He's not even a New Englander.
Yeah, that's
Fake
not
New
the same.
Englander. He's
fear.
lived in New York for too long, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
He's becoming a New Yorker.
I did.
He
I
is.
did on last
We're
week's
so
show. I
back.
did call the Mets a we.
And
He's
that's what they do
becoming
to
a New
you.
Yorker.
That's what they do to you because I do that all the time.
I do as
so.
well.
But
I think the coffee milk, I don't know if you've ever had it. I think you guys all need to try it now. I'll bring in the syrup. It's awesome. It's like a caramel. It's like,
syrup.
yeah, it's a syrup you mix into milk. It's like,
Okay.
well, let me show you. Hold on. I'll find this.
Why not just coffee?
Because coffee
That's
milk
what
is,
I
it's
don't
a
get.
different. It's a different drink.
So it's milk plus coffee milk.
No, it's milk, and they
'Cause then
put
it's
in the
just-
syrup, and it tastes like it's like low key, kind of different. I don't know how to say it.
I'm sorry.
It's like caramely tasting.
I'm out.
It's different.
I'm
It's good.
so
It's really
alarmed.
good.
I'm out.
It's really good.
all right.
You need to try it. Rhode Island staple, Dole's Lemonade. My sister went to Johnson and Wales, so that's the only reason I was ever over there. Yeah, it's the best part of New England.
Well, I think we executed that opening
Wonderfully.
beautifully. We had our fun, and now it's time to talk some Jets.
Fine.
Lot of stuff to talk about after this break. We are also going to have ESPN's Rich Cimini call in, talk about what he's seen at Jets camp so far, their preseason opener tonight against the Green Bay Packers at 8 o'clock Eastern. But we will see you on the other side of this break.
I'm Kurt Sippel, telling you to tune into One on One, New York's longest-running sports call-in show. Catch us live every Saturday on our WFUV Sports YouTube Live from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and later on 90.7 WFUV from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. We break down the week's latest headlines with our collection of tri-state area beat reporters, along with interviews with your favorite athletes and media personalities. WFUV is your home to talk all things New York sports. When's the Yankee game?
We are back. We're talking about the Jets. It's almost football season. It's the fall. I feel a chill in the air. As my dad likes to say, there's a whisper fall in the air these
There
days.
is a whisper.
whisper?
Fall.
There's a whisper. He calls it very specifically a whisper. I believe he's watching right now. Hi,
Like-
Dad.
like wind?
Like a
Like a
a
wind.
chill in the air that you feel. He likes to do this.
Oh.
There's
Do
a
it.
there
Do
is
You might
definitely
he might do it for you next time you see him at Mets.
there's
so.
definitely a but noticeable chill in the air.
Noticeable chill in the
Noticeable
air.
chill.
That means it's time for football. I'm envisioning sitting down for an entire Sunday of football on my couch, and it's going to be great. Even we don't really know what New York football is going to look like.
Might not be great, except for the Giants that will go to the playoffs.
Yes, we can talk.
We will talk about that.
We will talk about our thoughts on the Giants. They play today at 1 Eastern in Orchard Park against the Buffalo Bills. That is going to be our first look at Jackson Dart, their draftee from Ole Miss, in actual game time. And then the Jets tonight at 8 p.m. against the Green Bay Packers. We need to see Justin Fields, their new quarterback. What has he got to say? They also have a new coach over in Florham Park, Aaron Glenn, who I like a lot of what I've seen from him.
I love what Aaron Glenn is doing.
I love what he's doing these days. We can talk about it. Rich Cimini's about to call us, or we're going to call him. But I love what we've seen from him. I think he's what the Jets need, and there are times of uncertainty, which I feel like we often have with the Jets. So, yeah, interested to see where they go.
I think that the Jets, the majority of their issues have stemmed from having a culture issue. I think that they've had such good talent over the many years of an organization. I think that the issue that the Jets have always had is that they're never able to put it together culture-wise, locker room chemistry, which is so important. We know how important that is. It never feels like it's there. When Aaron Rodgers was there and he wanted to resign, and Aaron Glenn was like, listen, we like you, but I don't want people to look back in the room at you if I say something that might be controversial. I don't know if that was Aaron Rodgers' thing. I don't know if that was just a Jets thing in general, but that's what it feels like right now, that the coach does not have the final say when it comes to the Jets. And I think that that is something that Aaron Glenn will change, hopefully. I know that Woody is going to be a very difficult nut to crack when it comes to the New York Jets. I just don't know how good this team is going to be realistically when Justin Fields is really kind of not been a great QB all around. He's a good rushing QB, but he's never rushed for over 2,000 yards.
Well, that would be impressive.
But not 2,000, but you know what I mean.
1,000.
1,000 yards is what I meant to say. But he's also never really thrown a ton of touchdowns in his career either. I'm just saying, like, all around, he's just never been that good. And this Jets O-line might be surprising to some people. I know that there's a lot of controversy around them as well. You bring in two rookies that might bolster it up a little bit. But I'm really not sure. Because at the moment, I feel like this is all going to come down to their quarterback play. And I don't know if Justin Fields is the real answer.
It feels like with New York that the soap opera is finally over of what the past couple years has been.
I mean, it was pretty bad the past few years.
It's a New York market, so there's always going to be a lot of eyes. There's always going to be a story.
Opera. That's true.
And the Jets have been that for a long time. Every quarterback they draft, Darnold, Wilson, the headlines, the hype, the disappointment.
Yeah.
Even when Rex Ryan was the coach, someone who's always going to attract cameras, microphones, media attention, storylines. I'm not saying that Aaron Glenn is, but I am saying that he's not Rex Ryan. I'm not saying that he's someone
we don't even know what he's going to be yet.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. It's finally a fresh start for this team from a culture standpoint while maintaining this talented group of players. Because think about last year and 2 years ago, this was a group that was considered to be, with Aaron Rodgers healthy, potentially a Super Bowl contender. I mean, that's what people were talking about. Most of the pieces that were on those teams are still there. So I'm not saying the Jets are going to be Super Bowl contenders with Justin Fields, but I think I'm a little higher on them than most people are.
Interesting. Well, we have ESPN's Rich Cimini on the line, a certified Jets expert. He's been at Jets camp. Going to hear a little bit more of the intel of what we've seen over there. Rich, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you having me.
Of course. Starting off, we touched on Aaron Glenn a little bit earlier, but what have you specifically seen at Jets camp going into the preseason now? How have you seen him kind of change the energy in practice and in the locker room and just the general culture of the team?
Yeah, definitely a stark difference from the previous regime. Practices have been more physical. I would say more intense. They did some live tackling, which I know people will laugh and say, well, it's football. They're supposed to tackle. But as we know, the NFL has changed over the last 10 or 12 years. Very few teams do actual live tackling in full pads. They did that for a couple of days. And so I think that's a big difference. You don't see players taking veteran rest days. You know, everybody practices. If you're healthy, you practice. And so I think that's another difference. He's just raised the intensity, and I think, according to a lot of players, just created a higher level of accountability, which I think was sorely lacking in the previous regime.
Hey, Rich, this is Kurt, and I wanted to just ask the question that I had was, who's your standout from Jets camp? I know we talked about how physical everyone's been, but there has to be some players that people might not be watching that all the experts are seeing right now.
Yeah, that's a good question, Kurt. I would say, and I'm going to stay away from the obvious names, I mean, like Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, but I think a guy like Will McDonald has really impressed this year. You saw him take a big step forward last year with 10.5 sacks, and he's really had a good camp. I liked what he's done. And here's a little bit of a surprise guy. I know I was surprised. Brandon Stevens, the cornerback they signed from the Ravens, got a big contract, and quite frankly, I was critical of that move. I just didn't think he had a very good year last year, and I thought they overpaid for him. But I got to be honest, he's looked pretty good in camp. Aaron Glenn called him one of the most improved players on the team. So he's another guy. Another guy they signed, much like Stevens, he didn't have a great year last year for Jacksonville. It was Andre Sisco, the safety. But he's had a very impressive camp, very physical safety, good ball hawking skills. So those are just a couple of guys I would say that have jumped out to me.
What's going on, Rich? This is Joe Henry.
Hey, Joe.
Wanted to kind of parlay that talk about the first couple weeks of training camp into their first in-game performance we're going to see tonight in Lambeau. Obviously, eyes are going to be on Justin Fields, his first time taking the field as a Jet, but other storylines too. I know there's a lot of talk about the rookies in camp, about Membu, Arian Smith, who are going to play tonight. Curious as to what it might be specifically that you're looking for tonight in evaluating how all these new Jets are going to acclimate to playing as a Jet.
Well, of course, I'm going to be looking at Justin Fields. He's had a very up and down camp, to be quite honest. He's had a good practice on Thursday, but before that, there were 3 straight days where you were just kind of, shaking your head a little bit, like what's going on here. I'm curious. I don't think he's going to play a whole lot. It may only be one drive, but you're looking for just for him to have smooth operation and get the team in and out of the huddle, avoid the pre-snap penalties, which every Jet fan knows was a huge problem last year and the year before. Get a couple of first downs, maybe convert a couple of third down plays. So that's what you're looking for from Fields. I think Membu's the other guy I'll be really watching. He's going to start for them. I mean, he is locked in at right tackle. They drafted him, 9th overall? So you expect a guy like that to come in and do well. He's got so much talent. You could see it. But he has had a couple of issues with pass protection in training camp. So I'm curious to see how he handles the Packers' edge rushers.
Rich, the Jets, we know, ranked 26th in strength of schedule, so a little bit on the easier side for sure, based on what we know from last year, who made the playoffs last year, etc. What are your thoughts on their ceiling this year? What do you think maybe could change from last year? They went 5-12. What could change? Could they get better? What do you think?
It is. Actually, the front part of the schedule is somewhat difficult. I think their first 6 games are pretty tough. Then it kind of tails off there. But, of course, as you noted, I mean, that's based on last year's records. Things in the NFL, it's a week-to-week league. Things could change in a heartbeat in the NFL. If one team loses their quarterback, all of a sudden their season changes. Jet fans could relate to that, of course. So, I think the Jets – I think they'll win more than 5 games. Last year was a train wreck. I do not believe they have as much talent as last year's roster, but I think they will maximize the talent they do have. I think there will be fewer penalties. I think there'll be better situationally, meaning like in the red zone, 2-minute, third down. I think they'll be better in those areas, and I attribute that to coaching. So while I think they'll be a more disciplined, more physical team than last year, I just don't think they have the talent right now to be in the playoffs. So I'm looking at this as like a 7-10 season for the Jets, which all things considered, I think would be, a step in the right direction.
So, Rich, I was reading an article in The Athletic today about the Jets being built to run the football this year. Someone that Justin Fields has never really been that great at running the ball. I know he is noted for being a great rushing QB, as well as he's never really thrown the ball a lot for touchdowns. But where do you think the Jets' offense will lie this year? Do you think it will be more of a rushing offense, or do you think it will be throwing, or a combination of both, especially with Aaron Glenn now at the helm? Where do you think this Jets' offense will come from this year?
Right. I think it's no secret. It's pretty obvious that the Jets just want to be a physical running team. That's how they want their bread to be buttered. They just want to let teams know that they're coming after them, much like the 09 Jets under Rex Ryan, that whole ground and pound era when the Jets had a young Mark Sanchez at quarterback. They actually ran the ball 600 times that year, which is practically unheard of in the NFL. I could see them doing something similar this year. They have 3 good running backs. They have, I think, the potential to have a pretty good offensive line. And so this is going to be a run-first team. Now, of course, they have to throw the ball. in today's NFL, you can't run the wishbone or run it 50 times a game. You're going to have to mix in some passing. So that's going to fall on Fields. I have some major questions about the passing attack. I just don't think Fields is a great passer, and they haven't really put a whole lot of good weapons around him other than Garrett Wilson. So it's a run-first team, and that's Aaron Glenn is a defensive-minded coach. Defensive-minded coaches usually want to run the ball, and I think this Jets team will.
What do you make of this running back room? It's a super young group. You have a great talent in Breece Hall, but he wasn't spectacular or maybe as efficient as you would have liked him to be on the ground last year. Had some fumble issues too. I know they said that they want to work him into the pass game more. Then you have one of the youngest guys in the game in Braylon Allen. You've got a guy in Isaiah Davis who I thought looked really impressive last year in the touches that he did get. Do you think that that's going to be like the set 1, 2, 3 on the depth chart, or is there maybe some more wiggle room than people think for one of those backups to steal some more touches from Breece Hall?
Yeah, I think you just named the three guys in a row in that order. Hall, Allen, and Davis. I think all three guys will play. I mean, it's really hard to go with. I mean, Aaron Glenn has said this. It's hard to use a three-man rotation in the backfield. I mean, just from my experience, yes, you could do two. I mean, the Lions have done two, with Gibbs and Montgomery, and that's where Aaron Glenn's coming from. But when you add a third guy in there, it's kind of difficult to get everyone a good amount of touches. So I do think they'll try, but I do think Breece Hall will be the guy who gets the most touches. Like you mentioned, passing game for sure. I could see them trying to expand his role there. I do believe he'll end up being second in the team in catches this year behind Garrett Wilson. And just a little tip for fantasy owners there who are getting ready for their drafts coming up. And Braylon Allen is a guy that Aaron Glenn really, really likes a lot. As between the tackles, 204 pounds, really, pound rock. So I think it'll be a combination of all three, but I do think Hall and Allen will be the main two guys.
Alrighty, ESPN's Rich Cimini on the line. Thank you so much for joining us, Rich. Grace McCarron, Kurt Sippel, and Joe Henry here. Thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure. Have a great day.
You as well. Well, got a little more Jets intel there. I think the message that I'm getting from the Jets this season, from what I've watched, what I've seen, what I've read, managing expectations after, I would say, a tumultuous period with Aaron Rodgers. It was going to be
a whole bunch of mid.
Right. It was going to be the highest of highs, and then the Achilles.
The highest of highs when he ran onto the field.
Right.
That was the highest of highs. It couldn't have been higher.
It was supposed to be a really high point. There were some people saying the Jets would win the Super Bowl. You can have your opinion on whether that was ever going to happen.
It was possible.
It was possible.
Not with New England in their way.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely. But
coughing baby versus other coughing baby.
But listen, that was a train wreck. The second year they won 5 games. He had some decent moments, but overall they were not a competitive football team. But now they have a new voice in Aaron Glenn. He seems to be no nonsense. He played with the Jets in the early 2000s. He's bringing a new culture, a new vibe to the Jets. What do you think?
So that's actually something I heard Bart Scott talk about on ESPN Radio on his show in the afternoons. Was he talked about what it means to be a New York Jet. I think that that's something that you don't really understand the culture of the New York Jets unless you've been a part of the organization.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that really means as a outsider looking in. As a Giants fan, never really followed the Jets. I know my entire extended family, all of my cousins are Jets fans. So they all, I guess, understand what it means to really be a New York Jet, especially during the time that Aaron Glenn was a Jet, where they were pretty good at the time. So I think that it does come with some... him being a Jet comes with some kind of, I don't even know how to say it, swagger, I guess you can say, as much swagger as I could say that you were a former New York Jet, that he understands how this organization used to operate, and it's how he wants to get it back to operating. And listen, I might just be a sucker for guys that could speak well, but Aaron Glenn, I really feel like he says all of the right things to the media. He knows exactly what people want to hear. He's let... I talked about this with Tucker 2 weeks ago on 1-on-1. He let referees back in practice, which does not sound like a big deal, but Robert Saleh just did not do any of this stuff that really made them a strong team ever. It felt like they were kind of a country club where they just let the players rule the roost. And I don't think that that's always such a bad thing. But I also think that Aaron Glenn is trying to reel it all back in, and I think this is going to take a lot of changes. I don't know if this season will be a part of those changes because this year probably is going to be them doing the exact same old Jets. But who knows? You never know with football. Again, we heard Rich Cimini say it's a week-by-week thing. They could go on and have a great season and Aaron Glenn be named Coach of the Year. I know this is a very in-future thing, but you never know what's going to happen with the New York Jets.
Rich pointed out the fact that the Jets have like a kind of hard schedule to begin the year, and then it gets really easy. It's a really hard schedule to begin the year, at least like if you're a Jets fan, because they're all better than them. Steelers, that's probably an L. Bills is an L. Bucks is an L.
Is that at home?
That is
it
at
home.
MetLife Stadium. That's
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers' return
That's
to
pretty good.
MetLife.
Wow.
It's
That's pretty
gonna,
good.
guys,
It's
it's
gonna
gonna
be a fun
be great. It's
Script
gonna be
writers,
great.
man.
Script writers. Whoever did that,
Aaron
you
Rodgers.
have my applause.
Aaron Rodgers goes for
I'm
15 touchdowns.
I'm so hype.
You've got road at Miami,
Oof.
hosting the Cowboys, hosting the Broncos.
That's hard.
I think there's a
Panthers is their win.
legit shot that they go like 1-5 in those 6 games.
Yeah.
I think they could be as good as 3-3 through 6. I think they could be 2-4 is probably the most reasonable bet.
It's Justin
But
Fields, man.
that is a really tough start, especially when you contrast it. You'd wish you could sprinkle in some of these late season games because after that, Panthers, Bengals is a tough one, but then Browns, Patriots, Ravens,
What do you mean, Shador Sanders isn't winning
Falcons.
them a game?
hosting the Dolphins, visiting the Jaguars, visiting the Saints,
Yeah.
hosting the Patriots, and then visiting the Bills. You have a stretch there where there's a lot of winnable games, but it's not a very well interspersed
You
schedule.
start the season 1-5.
I
and
was
then you
gonna
could start
say-
winning games again.
I was
but
gonna
that's
say
the
we
question.
could be
The question
fooled,
is like
at the end of the year, like are they?
I think we could be fooled at the beginning of the year
Yes.
because this is a team in a market where it's really vulnerable for having a bad start. If you have a bad start in the New York market and everything swells against you, drama perks up, storylines are created and made into something could affect the team.
Well, that always affects the New York Jets. That's the issue. There's going to be storylines. They have to figure out a way to block them out. Even last season, we talked about the soap opera that was the New York Jets. Does no one remember the mole inside of the Jets organization that Aaron Rodgers said that they have to get out? Like, that's not ridiculous that they had a informant talking to the media pretty much the entire time. It might have just been Aaron Rodgers. It's just so ridiculous that is what the New York Jets are going through right now to figure out if they can ever be a legit team.
I think my thing about this season, like you're coming off of Aaron Rodgers, which like the emotions were so high when they got Aaron Rodgers. First of all, that was like the beginning of something for the Jets. That was the turning of the page for the Jets.
What page?
Right. But
Page-
then
page 1. I don't know.
page,
They opened the book.
but
Open
that
the book.
that was supposed to be the turn of the page. There's no more like stupidity, for lack of a better way to put it, going on with the Jets. They have a legitimate Hall of Fame quarterback. Now, look, he's aging. You know, okay, fine. We'll see what happens. They had a lot of good players that year, and then he goes and blows out his Achilles. So then it's, then you're looking to next year. And then then they were 5-12 last year, and now they have a new quarterback. They have a new head coach. I think that they're coming down from the high emotional time for the Jets, I think is one way to put it. I think they're coming down from that. They have a no nonsense coach. I think that'll help them a little. But the strength of schedule, it's very top heavy at the beginning.
And this Jets
So-
offense is also going to look different. We heard
Yeah.
Rich Cimini talking about that they want to be a rush-heavy team. Last year, they averaged the fewest rushing attempts in the league. So this is all changing. Jets fans are not going to know anything that they're looking at right now because that's how it
Which
feels.
I think is a good thing for the Jets. They're
Is it?
they're changing it up a little. Well, it's been a bad couple of years, so.
Years? It means
Well,
bad
yes.
couple of centuries.
But I'm in recent history, they really had the great hope in Aaron Rodgers, and then after that,
The great hope.
the great hope, Aaron
Want to add an
Rodgers.
adjective?
it came crashing down on them after he blew out his Achilles, and then last year.
Shut up, Mike White.
Mike.
He was going to
Mike
turn
White.
to dust eventually if they just kept Mike White in the games.
Yeah, but feel like it's a little bit less drama with the Jets now, and I think that they need that. A little less drama. Obviously, there's always going to be something going on.
Why are
because
you
it's a
so
New York
low?
team.
Why?
But
Because I told you, the entire extended family being Jets fans, I'm engrossed in like
In the
Jets
drama.
conversations.
Are they believers?
No.
They're pessimists. So why aren't you
Most of
like
the
a
time
little
I'm
more
pessimist.
optimistic than them?
It's very hard to be optimistic about a Jets team ever.
I don't
This
know.
is like-
If there
I
ever was one,
optimistic.
and I'm not
I was
saying like they're
optimistic
going to be
about
good.
them I was optimistic about them 2 weeks ago. But the more and more I keep reading about the Jets and how they're constructed and Justin Fields and everything else, it just more and more just kind of, are they
I don't
really
know.
that good?
Look,
Their division's
I
not
think the
wonderful.
big concern is going to be Fields. I think a
You're
little
high
bit
on
higher.
Justin Fields?
I'm higher on him than most people are. I thought
coughing
he was.
baby versus other
pretty-
coughing baby.
He's not a coughing baby. He's just like has a little cold.
yeah.
He.
He's the
I thought
baby
he
in the
was
carriage.
decent with the Steelers. Obviously, the
Yes.
Wilson situation made it difficult for him to
I mean,
keep
he
his
wasn't
job.
good on the Steelers.
He didn't, or he did.
He wasn't good.
He wasn't bad.
He wasn't bad.
The
They were
lowest
winning
numbers
games.
They
of
just
his
gave
career.
him a lot of. They gave.
Well, they
Wilson
had
more
a very
time, so.
they had a game plan that kind of took the ball out of his hands a lot.
Right.
I think. Obviously, I think Fields is going to be the X factor. I think the passing attack, it's not going to be what it has been, at least from a name standpoint. But there are some like Arian Smith, rookie, I think could be an impact player. Mason Taylor, once he's healthy again, I think he's high ankle sprain right now, a tight end. Like
It will come down to the
that's
Jets
someone who could
defense,
be
but that's
in that-
again
and I,
always
and
Jets.
I think the defense has a lot of talent.
It does. It has a lot of names that not many people will look at all the time, as well as the Jets' defense is always kind of good. I think that's kind of a historical thing more than anything. And Aaron Glenn, again, like we talked about before, is defensive-minded head coach first. We saw how that worked out with Robert Saleh. But I don't know. It's so difficult for me to want to say that the Jets are going to be good because it just never happens. There's never a world where I've seen a Jets team and I'm like, they got this. Aaron Rodgers, the same thing.
Yeah.
Never felt like they had it with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wasn't that good for them.
I think there was so much optimism after Aaron Rodgers that it almost like now it's so died down that I feel like I don't know a ton of Jets fans, so I can't speak as much as you
Really?
can on. I actually don't.
Yeah,
I know
it's
a lot
weird.
of Giants fans.
I actually can't think of a Jets fan,
Are you actually like?
and I go to school in New York.
I'm serious.
I'm in
I
New
know,
York right now.
I know lots of like outside Jets fans outside of my family as well.
I could
Really?
That's kind of crazy.
name one Jets
Maybe it's
fan
the
that I
area
know.
that you're in.
I don't think I can.
That
in
you
school.
that you know.
See,
Yeah.
In school, I have no idea. Name.
See?
That's okay. How much cross do we have, Joe?
proven,
Proven incorrect automatically.
proven incorrect
But
by my logical reasoning.
but
Yes, sir, Joe.
I don't like. I think they're kind of just seeing what happens this year. You said it, Kurt. Like a lot of stuff has changed. They have new coach, new quarterback, new players. Obviously, everyone does. But there's a lot. There's
Maybe
new
their
looks.
passing attack will be better than I think.
Maybe
I
it
think
will
What's
be.
Justin
I
what's
think-
going to be most interesting is how they can weather the storm, because there's going to be
There's
a
gonna be
bad
some
loss.
bad
There's going to
games.
be a bad Justin Fields game early in the season. How does this team adjust and perform thereafter compared to Jets teams of the past 2 years?
That's
'Cause
the other issue. They've never been able
we
to bounce
saw-
back from anything.
And I think the
we saw
coach
like
can
a
help
snowball
that.
turn into a snowman the
we
past
don't
couple
even
years.
know what Aaron Glenn is
Yes.
going to be. I'm very high on him. Like
I'm
we've
very
talked
high
about
on
this
him.
before, but you don't even know what he's going to be right now. He could be like horrendous, and we have no idea right now. He just says the good. He just says the good things right now to the media that people want to hear, and that's exactly what he should be doing. Not all the coaches do that.
Mhm.
Who knows?
I think it's very much a we'll see what and that's okay for the
I like
Jets.
the 7-win season.
I like
think
a 7-10. I think would be good.
I think they can also win 2 games.
You never know. And that's the beauty of sports.
It's the
True.
beauty of
That
the
is
New
the
York
that is
Jets.
the beauty of New York football. But after a quick break, we will talk about the other New York football team, the New York Giants. We have them at 1:00 Eastern, their first preseason game. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of new things with the Giants as well. We'll be back after a quick break.
I'm Isabella Terracini.
And I'm Barrett Spreitzer. We're two of your hosts for College Gridiron, the exclusive home for all things college football on WFUV Sports.
Join us as we break down the biggest matchups of the week, Heisman hopefuls, and college football playoff previews.
Listen in on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. We talked about the Jets. We talked about all the question marks and uncertainty over there. I'm not quite sure what Kurt's doing. Oh,
Kurt.
WFUV. All right.
Oh, okay.
You guys gotta
Sure.
get
Permiss.
the hand signs up.
I will not be using hand signs in this studio.
Like, I'm not going to either, but
Boring.
that is what it is. We have to talk about the Giants now. Kind of
Have
a
to?
similar. We really have to.
We got to talk about how good they're gonna
It's
be.
almost time for football, Joe. We have to
Why-
cover all of our
I'm
bases.
not even saying like, oh, do we have to? Which I actually
You know what we could
thought
talk
about
about?
saying last.
We could talk about Eli Manning being Tom
That's
Brady's
fine.
father.
True.
Continue, please.
I'm saying, why did you say that we now have to talk about the Giants? No one's obligating you to talk about the Giants. You're
No,
a
I'm
Giants
saying-
fan.
no,
You should be happy.
I
You should
am
be
so happy
You
to
should
talk
be looking
about-
forward to this opportunity, and you're not.
I am so looking forward to
just-
it. I'm saying
gratitude check.
we have to
Gratitude check.
we have
Three
to
things you're grateful for.
we have to as in we have to like there's a lot to talk about.
What are you
And
grateful
I'm
for?
excited.
Gratitude check.
The Eli Manning beating Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Go on. Start the segment.
All right, Giants, whole new quarterback room. We have starter, presumably, Russell Wilson. Jameis Winston is the second stringer. And then
Should be the
newbie,
first stringer.
Jackson Dart. You know, you can have your opinion on
And
that.
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito is fourth. Tommy DeVito also in the quarterback room. But
Shout out his agent, my motivational speaker.
that's... Oh, we
In
should have
middle
opened
school.
with that.
We should have.
We should have opened with that. In middle school, they brought in a motivational speaker, and it was just a guy in like a weird hat, and he had an accent. And we were just like, "What is this guy doing?" And he just talked about how he wasn't that good in high school at football, and he had to like
Now
make
he-
it happen or something.
And now he has an
And now
he's an
and
agent
then
of a guy that's not so
it
good
was
in
like,
the NFL.
You know the meme where there's the guy like pointing at the TV, and he's like
Yeah.
what's going on the TV?
Yeah, Leo DiCaprio.
When the guy, you know the
That's
guy.
him.
That
They,
guy.
When Tommy DeVito started DeVitoing in the NFL and his agent became a spectacle, I literally was like, oh my God, it's the guy. Because everyone remembered the guy because it was just like, what is the guy doing here? It
Right.
was among the worst motivational speakers in the game. And we had many. We had an annual.
You guys had that many
Several.
motivational speakers.
And some of them were like, some of them got you choked up. Some of them were good, man.
Not that
What was
one.
going on in Boston?
I was
public
gonna say.
schools?
We had a lot of
Public
problems.
or private school?
Public. We had a lot of problems, Kurt.
Man, New York City public schools, if they had motivational
You know who's
speakers,
gonna
it'd
have-
probably just be people throwing shoes at them.
You know who's going to have fewer problems this year? It's
Oh,
New York
boy.
Giants.
Yes, they are.
Didn't you guys like
Great
that segue?
transition.
Thank
Great
you.
transition.
Giants have their first preseason game at the Buffalo Bills at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Jackson Dart will get the start. Did you
Oh,
guys
look at
like
that,
that?
right?
Did you guys like that?
Two for
in a
I'm
row.
so excited
Two
about
for
that.
two.
Oh my gosh.
All right, but going into obviously we have the first preseason game today, but going into the regular season, which starts around a month from now, hardest strength of schedule in the league. Number one hardest schedule. They have a lot of very brutal games here.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about the expectations for this team, and our thoughts on the new quarterback room, etc. Kurt, you're a Giants fan.
I am a
Talk
Giants
to
fan.
us.
fan, Kurt.
So am I. Talk to us.
Okay, so I think that the O-line that is protecting the quarterbacks that they now have, one, I think that Russ and Jameis are great pickups. I think that we were talking about this in the back a little bit before. I was talking about how much I think Jameis Winston should be the starter for the New York Giants. I think he has a better arm than Russ. I think he has a higher upside. Their new O-line, he has a lot more protection around him now, where he can have time to work. Maybe he will not give up as many picks as he does in his career, and he'll mess around and win you some games. I think if Russ doesn't work out, I don't see a world where you go to see a world where you go to Jackson Dart first. I think that you go to Jameis Winston. I really also think that if we're going to go to Jackson Dart, I think he should probably sit out the entire season. I like have the two veteran quarterbacks the entire time and let him sit and watch and him get better in practicing and everything else. Maybe play a game last of the season playing garbage time, of course. But I don't think I'm that crazy when I say I think Jameis Winston might have a higher upside than Russ right now.
Actually, sorry to cut you off, but I've just learned a piece of information.
Yeah.
According to Art Stapleton, Russell Wilson is actually starting today.
What?
Not Jackson Dart.
Wait, what?
Which I think is. We'll get into that, Joe. I don't want to keep you from saying your piece,
I don't know if I love that.
I'm fascinated by that. Now, look, it is the first preseason. I'm gonna see if I can reason my way through this. It is the first preseason game.
It is.
They still have two more
Correct.
against the Jets and the Patriots. Actually, funnily enough. Funnily enough. They have time to see what Dart can be. I'm assuming he's going to play some of this game.
But why
or
would you need
Jameis.
Why would you need Russell Wilson to play this
I
game?
think they probably want to
They
see.
should play all their quarterbacks.
Yeah, they should probably.
They probably will,
they're at a
but-
point where they should play all of their quarterbacks. I'm not. But Jackson Dart, you said, probably in a perfect world, hopefully not going to see a ton of starts in the regular season.
He should not
so
see any starts in
he
the regular
shouldn't see
season if
any,
either of those guys are healthy.
Assuming everybody's healthy, assuming nothing goes terribly wrong.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to let Joe.
Let's
Joe,
hear this,
you
Joe.
thoughts?
What's your
I think
reasoning?
it
Go ahead.
hinges on a couple of factors. One, if Jackson Dart lights it up in the preseason, and which is kind
Daniel
of an
Jones did
oxymoron
that
in
once.
What, he's
itself.
going to be the number one starter for the
I'm
for
not
the New
saying
York
that he
Giants?
should start.
I don't want to hear any
think,
Daniel Jones
I don't
hate
think there's
pieces right
any.
now.
I don't think there's any world in which Dart should be the week one starter. But I think if Wilson and Winston are both quite bad, and Dart also had a really good preseason, the buzz starts going in New York.
Yeah.
This has happened in New England a few times, where because I have to relate it to New England. Drake May was not really supposed to play last year, but then he lit it up more or less in camp and in preseason, and then it was seen as a matter of time. I don't think that Jackson Dart is as NFL ready as May was. Not to say that May was seen as incredibly NFL ready going into his rookie year.
Griffin?
Oh, boy.
Do we have a special guest?
Oh no.
It's Griffin.
Oh
Hi,
no.
Griffin.
Hi,
Go
Griffin.
ahead.
This is our
I just
Giants beat
thought I'd,
reporter
like,
for
you know,
2025.
Please do.
You know, last week we were sitting here, we were talking just if you have something to say, just come on and say it if you're back there,
Yeah,
you know.
so
And
true.
it's
Come on
you
and say
guys
it.
know how I feel, but before Joe goes on in defense of Jackson Dart, I just want to come in here and say that Jackson Dart's a horrible quarterback.
Okay.
He's a pretty bad quarterback.
Griffin,
That's
don't you
why
have
he
something
sits
to
on a bench.
apologize for?
Which take?
Almost all of them.
Okay, the Sauce Gardner take lacked a little bit of nuance. I still stand by it, though, I will say. That camera, you'll get an apology on that. I still don't think he should be the highest paid, but I know that's kind of how contracts work. Still kind of crazy. Jackson Dart, though, is just bad. And I'll
Listen,
look.
but that's why he sits on the bench for the whole most of the season and not play. He's a rookie quarterback. He's not. The Giants did not sign two veteran guys that are legitimate quarterbacks in the NFL
Just to throw him out
to
there.
throw Jackson Dart. I would not, if I was Russ and if I was Jameis and I see Jackson Dart coming out week 2, I'm probably if I'm Jameis, I'm probably also requesting.
That would be crazy.
I'm
But
probably
saying
requesting a trade in general
the
because I don't
Giants-
think he's ever going to play.
If the Giants end up, and I hope that the Giants are not really bad this year.
I don't think
But
they're going to be
if the
really
Giants,
bad this year.
Let's say that they do have a really rough start to the season. They start out at 2-8. Then there's really no reason not to play Dart and get him those NFL reps because you're
yeah.
already
But that's
out of the
a different
playoffs.
story. We're not
effectively.
talking about that. If people,
I'm saying
people
if that
want
happens.
people on Twitter, New York Giants fans want him starting week 1.
That's ridiculous.
I'm gonna pose you guys a question before I head back out here.
Please pose.
If they are bad and Jackson, like to the point of where Jackson Dart is getting consistent play time, wouldn't that be bad enough then where they would maybe be looking at a quarterback in the next year's draft? And
I don't
then,
think.
And then
No.
also, where does that go? Because I don't know. It seems like
I
Jackson
disagree.
Dart's. It
Yeah.
seems like Jackson Dart's good enough to maybe not warrant them drafting a quarterback, but not good enough to be their quarterback for the long term. So again, it just doesn't make sense
I think
why they
it's
picked
too
him.
early to make a verdict like that, Griffin Stevenson.
Thank
that
you,
was
Griffin.
much more calm and respectful than we've seen him
we
in
didn't
recent
hear him
weeks.
mention Russell Wilson at all.
He didn't,
Surprised.
He didn't get
Very
going
surprised.
about his guy.
Right.
He kept it respectful. He did encroach on my space, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Encroachment, it's only a 5-yard penalty. It's one of the least bad ones.
Least bad.
Least bad penalty.
And he semi-apologized, which is a lot more than most people do these days.
But yeah, I don't think the Giants would ever draft. One, I think that there is a world where they can draft another quarterback next year if it's a guy that they really want. And I don't know if that's going to be Mara that makes them draft him. If Jackson Dart is having a lot of play time and he's mid, or if it's Brian Dable, and I don't know how they're even going to. I don't really know what the staff is going to look like next year. I know why they drafted Dart. I know why they went and got him upper in the draft is because they want to keep their jobs.
What record do you think that the Giants need for Dable to keep his job this year?
Shane and Dable need a winning record because that's what they're.
You think
I
so?
fully believe that John Mara believes that this is what the Giants need to look like to win it. Not win it all, but at least have a record that's not 3 and what'd they go last year? 3 and 14.
3 and 14.
Yeah. Also, another thing I talked about it in the back a little bit. It's a little crazy, but the Giants not being in top 5 of ticket revenue, I think that hasn't happened in a lot of years for the New York Giants. That's going to wake up ownership a lot more that they need to put together a winner because once you start going after the owner's pockets, that is when they start to make moves, and that is what the Giants are going to start doing because right now, if they're not going to be number 1 in ticket sales, not number 1, but at least top 5, being in the New York market, they need something to change.
My thing with the Giants this year and Dable and Shane's jobs is their schedule. When I say they have a difficult schedule, okay, we know their division, Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders. Commanders and Eagles are both going to be very good. Cowboys are a little bit in limbo right now. Micah Parsons, a lot going on there.
Don't get Story going.
I'm sorry, Brendan.
I'm
But
going to call in right now and scream about Jerry Jones.
but
I don't think Brandon's capable of screaming.
Very
That's true,
calmly,
actually.
very,
It's very
calmly
even
talking.
keel.
yeah, very even keel guy. But they
But
have
kind of
they
Brandon.
play
Where
the
do you think Brandon's at right now? Outdoors.
Golfing.
Outdoors.
He's golfing.
Beach,
Definitely.
patio, golf.
He's
outdoors.
golfing right now.
He's
Guaranteed
outdoors.
golfing.
they
One
have
thing about our
yes.
resident Cowboy fan, Brandon Shorey,
Go ahead.
he's never seen a roof. He's never been within a roof. He's probably seen
Is
a
that what
roof.
it's
I'll
like in
give him
Texas? There's no roofs?
that. He's just outside. Every
No
call
roofs?
I've
He's always outside.
every
when
work
we're
call I've
on
ever
call.
had with him, he's outside.
He is outside. I have seen that.
But the
We outside.
Giants
We outside.
they start off at Commanders, at Cowboys, and then they come home
Isn't it so great?
versus the Chiefs, versus the Chargers, at Saints, and then a bunch of then the Eagles. Like then it does not get easier. I believe they're playing 10 teams that were in the playoffs last year on this schedule, obviously including Eagles and Commanders.
The Eagles are in the same month.
Yeah, the Eagles are. Was that 2 weeks apart?
Yeah.
Yes.
October
oh my
9th
God.
and October 26th are the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's Saints, Eagles, Broncos, Eagles.
So my
Yep.
point.
It's similar to the Jets where they could very reasonably start out 1-5. They could start out 1-7
They're
They
not
could
going-
start out 0-8.
because then
they
they
could
visit
go
the
s-
Broncos and Eagles.
But
The Broncos might be a good team.
Sean Merritt is not
John
going
Merritt.
John Merritt. I don't know why I said Sean. My brain's all over the place.
He's Nets
Yeah,
pilled.
we're very
I am.
stressed out about this schedule.
I
I'm so
am.
stressed out
But
about
Mara
this
in
schedule,
general
guys.
wants this team to be a winner. I don't think that's
Yeah.
why he kept the regime the same because he knows that if he did not do that, there's probably no chance where the Giants are going to be good next year.
Yeah.
And Dable, I don't know. He's been a good passing coach when he was in Buffalo. You don't know what he's going to be with. He's never been great, but Daniel Jones was also never that good.
I liked their obviously their performance in the 2022 season was great and shocking.
I've been
But-
saying that. I think that this can be again.
I think they could do it again. I don't know if this is the year because this schedule is brutal. I
It's
don't know
brutal.
if we can.
But look how strong this team.
discount that.
You can
That's-
look at this depth chart, and there is
But
really
it's a good.
great
They have
pieces.
they have some great
If-
players.
If,
Yeah.
if the Giants are good and they go to the playoffs, what quarterback is quarterbacking in the wild card
Whoever
game?
did the best this season.
No,
It
but
is
like
just
if
whoever did the
but
best.
in the universe in which in
Jameis
the singular universe in which the Giants make the playoffs, who's leading them?
Russ.
It's
It was
probably
Russ.
He
it's
has
probably
the
Russ, but
experience.
I want Jameis Winston because I think he'd be better.
Okay,
Okay. I
Just
mean, that's your
interested.
opinion, Kurt.
interested to hear that.
But
Because I think Russ gives you a floor and he gives you a level of competitiveness in each game
that they have
where he's
not
not
had
someone
in a
who
long
is
time.
as mistake prone
That's
as
how I
Jameis
feel
Winston.
about
I'm
this
high on
whole
Jameis
thing.
Winston, and the
Yeah.
vibes are great. And I think maybe if Russ goes down or really struggles, Winston comes in, you could go on a run behind a guy like that.
And
Like
that's,
he could
yeah.
rile up
teammates
the
love
city.
him.
The culture that Jameis Winston brings, I think, is good. for
Jameis,
them.
come on 90.7.
Oh
We'll
my
always
God.
love
Oh,
we'll
we've
always-
been
We've been doing
we've
this
been
a
trying
lot.
to get Jameis on air for a little bit
Jameis-
now.
If Jameis calls in, I
That
think
would
that
be
would
the
be
best day of
that's
Kurt's
that's the
life.
best. That's I think it's the best day of any of our lives.
I mean, I agree. But listen, we gotta.
Joe?
Was that
4.
it? Or
Fourth?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the fourth best day of your life. Is that what
What's
you
the
said?
number one?
Number 1, my mom bought me peanuts at the grocery store when I was 3, and they were Boston Red Sox branded. And I said, "Mom, this is the best day of my life." And I'll stand by
That's
that one.
fantastic. Again, something we should have put in the opener, but
Could talk about that.
I got a
again.
lot of open bits.
you got a
Not
lot of open
of,
bits.
Not
you
a
kind
lot
of
of
just
meat.
drop them before,
Not a lot
like
of
you
meat.
drop them
There's-
throughout the show, and I'm like, wow, we should have just opened. With
You
that.
want me to give a good analysis about the Giants? Maybe you can't do that.
No,
you want me to talk
that was
about
good.
peanuts? I
And
can talk
you-
about
You
peanuts.
bring
I
a
can
lot to
talk
the
about
table.
About
peanuts. I can talk about a lot of legumes.
And you know what we're going to talk about next is the New York Mets, which
Not great.
you can talk a lot about.
I can talk about
We
the
can
I
Mets.
think we can
all-
all talk a lot
We
about
have
the New
a
York
we have a
Mets.
large portion of the show dedicated to the New York Mets, and I think it's very needed because we have a lot of thoughts. The group chat was blowing up last night, so we're just going to vocalize our thoughts after a
Some
quick
art-
break.
some arte
Stay with
parte.
us, absolutely.
You're listening to WFUV, New York.
We have to be better. We definitely, as a group, we have to come through better. And we have to do the adjustments. Nobody says it's going to be easy to go all the way, but it's a challenge. We just gotta go out there and take it from them. You know, nobody's going to bring the trophy over here and give it to us. We got to go out there and take it.
Well, that was Juan Soto post Mets lost
I
the
wish
other
they would
night.
give the trophy to us.
I wish we could have a trophy.
Just any.
But you know what? There's still some season left, Kurt. It's not over. But there are some rather down in the dump feelings surrounding the Mets right now. They opened their series in Milwaukee last night. We remember what happened the last time the Mets were in Milwaukee. Top 5 day, maybe ever. In
We should
baseball.
have that.
In
Really?
baseball.
Would
We should
Jameis
have
top that?
I don't know. I was like tears of joy that day.
I was
Crying?
Yeah, in
That was-
Lydia Perner's dorm room. Shout out Lydia.
I was watching that in my friend's apartment. We probably wrecked his table.
I
We were dancing
because I was
around.
like I was
That's
feeling
very sweet.
I was feeling like
That's cute.
nauseous because I knew they were gonna lose before he hit that, and after that I was like I've never like
I think
I can't even begin to say.
me and my friend literally like jumped and locked arms.
Yeah.
That's
because
adorable.
of how
It
how
was
excited
it was
we were.
magical.
That's
Even Lydia
adorable.
was happy for me.
When the Celtics
That's almost impossible.
Right.
when the Celtics advanced to their first finals in like my adulthood, me and my best friend literally jumped out of the couch and just hugged each other.
Yeah.
It was so sad because we've been watching them in the Eastern Conference Finals lose in 6 or 7 for every single year for the past decade, and
It's a
literally
good way to be.
nothing compelled us to like yell, scream,
hug.
dance, do any.
Yeah.
We just had a
That's what happened when Alonso
affectionate hug.
hit that home run.
That's literally like that was the last time
So
the
I
Mets
get it.
were in Milwaukee.
What I'm saying is I get it.
That was the last time the Mets were in Milwaukee. But
How'd you feel last night?
the current time that the Mets are in Milwaukee, they lost 3-2 last night. The Milwaukee Brewers won the first game of the series, bringing the Mets to losing 9 of their last 10.
Yes, sir.
Things
9
we all do.
Yes, it is.
of their last 10.
5
they
in
are
a
now
row they've lost.
5 in a row. They're 63-53, which is still a very good record. But lately,
Drop the very.
the vibe has It's a good record.
We're in good
Joe.
territory.
I don't think it's that bad of a record.
I'm not saying
yeah,
it's bad. I'm just saying it's
Joe,
not
the Red
very
Sox
anymore.
are 2 games better than the Mets.
Okay.
Also, the only team that is better, like
So
around
so
the
I'm not-
Mets
I'm
that
not
is
gonna
That's
call them
much
hilarious.
better
That the Red Sox are better than the Mets.
is
Okay, they're
the
2
is the
games better.
Brewers, who are the first team to 71 wins.
Right.
Everyone else is around that 65,
Exactly.
63
Yeah.
threshold.
Don't need to sound the alarms. This team is still squarely in playoff position. Like there's a pretty big gap between. I think the Reds are the first team out of the wild card. 1, there's a talent gap there. I think the Mets
Huge
are a better
talent
team.
gap.
And 2, I think there's a good still 3 games between that. That's like a decent sized gap. It should lengthen because the
The
Mets
Reds are 66
theoretically
and
are
49
certainly a better team.
That's the Cubs. The
than
Reds
the
are
Reds.
60 and 57.
Yeah, and they've been like when the Reds came to New York, they were 50 and 47.
I'm not
So
going
they're
to
just
talk
kind
about
of
when the Reds came to New York.
well, we all know what happened, but they're just kind of a tiny bit above 500 every
Right.
stretch of the season.
But the Mets, they've been on a little bit of a swoon, especially
Little bit.
since the All-Star break,
Large bit.
obviously.
I haven't seen them win at Citi Field in I don't
That's
even
true.
know how long.
They've lost a lot of games, and they don't typically lose when Joe Henry's there.
They
So
hurt.
maybe I got to show face
you know what?
more.
I was gone for a month. I was gone all of July,
You're in
so
London.
I'm thinking
Okay.
maybe that was
Okay.
they were saving their winning for when I'm home,
Okay.
and now they just need to. I've only been
Have
home
they
a
not
week.
been informed yet?
I've only been home a week. I've only been to Citi Field once since I
Yeah.
got home.
And what happened in that game?
They did not win
They
on
lost.
Monday.
I remember.
Sean Mania was great for a few innings, and
Mostly.
then he
What
kind of
happens
lost
with
at the
Sean
end. I will not take any Sean Mania slander. My fantasy baseball team is named after him.
It's
but
literally just Sean Mania.
It's just called Sean Mania.
There's no
There's no joke. There's
creativity.
no pun. There's no joke. It's just
Yeah.
Sean
Just Sean
Mania. And you
Mania.
know what? I'm in 3rd place. You know who's not in 3rd place? Joe Henry. But that is
True.
not the point of this segment. The point of this
It
segment
leaves an air of ambiguity that I
is-
might be first or second, and I
is-
appreciate that because that's not the case.
Are you last now?
Wait,
I'm
or
last
is,
now.
or is Will last?
I'm last now.
Okay.
Well, Will's having a fire sale.
Me and Will might become big time trade
Are you guys
partners.
gonna swap teams? I think it would be really funny if you guys
I think it'll
swap
get
teams
worse. I
and
think my
start
team's
winning.
talented. I have a good team.
Anyway, biggest
You might not make
woes.
the playoffs.
Biggest woes. Neither of you are going to make the playoffs.
I'll make the Hold on.
Oh
hold
no,
on.
I was talking
Oh,
about Will.
no.
I was saying Will and Joe.
I'll be
Sorry,
making the
Will.
playoffs.
Biggest woes for the Mets. We have to talk about actual baseball teams that exist. Biggest
What?
woes for the Mets. I think their biggest woe right now. We'll go around the table. Say our biggest woe.
Okay.
The top 4 in the batting order, as we've been calling them,
The
the
Fab
Fab Four. Shout out the Beatles.
That's your woe?
No, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Lindor, Soto, Alonso, Nimmo. 4 players that are all getting paid a decent amount of money.
Nimmo.
When you put them all
Decent.
together, it's a lot of money. Have all been slumping since July 1st. And
More
July
or
1st
less.
is now more than a month ago.
More or less.
More or less.
We talked about
Now listen. Pete Alonso is about to have the most home runs in Mets franchise history, so that makes it feel a little bit better.
Whenever that happens.
That'll happen within the next few days. He's 1 away from tying, 2 away from taking the record on his own. But when the most dependable guys in the lineup aren't performing, it's hard for the team to look good. They struggle to rely on guys in the middle of the batting order. Vientos is a big one, and he's been decent lately. He had a little hit streak going there for a bit.
Had like 11 games.
11
I think
games,
it was.
I believe it was. But it's hard for them to look good when the top of the order is not looking good. And I think that's the case for a lot of other teams. We just don't think about it as much. But biggest
I think that's a good problem to have, though.
No, go ahead.
Because you can rely on those guys to be better. And I think Lindor had that crazy slump coming out of the All-Star break, but overall since then he's been pretty good. I think there was a stretch over 5 games where he was batting 7 for 19, 368 in that span from the Giants series to the Guardians series. Pete Alonso has still been overall pretty good, even though he hasn't been maybe like his near MVP caliber way that he was for a stretch during this year. Soto's homered in 2 straight games. I don't think there's anything to worry about with him. Nimmo had been like so solid for a while. He's definitely struggled a lot recently. But even then, in the near no-hitter that Gavin Williams threw, which is hilarious, by the way.
In no
Gavin
way
Williams
was that
wasn't funny.
It was
almost
not
no
funny.
hit. It was funny to me, but not in like I wasn't like, Mets, I was like, it's just, this might as well happen. In that game, Brandon Nimmo did walk 3 times.
It's not bad.
So
he gets on base.
He was the
Let's go,
bright
Brandon
spot.
Shout out
Nimmo.
Moneyball.
He was the bright spot of that game. He's someone that it's just like Vientos has been good.
Yeah.
The past several weeks. He's not someone who I trust to be good.
That
I
is my
trust Nimmo to
problem.
be
I
good,
have such
even
a-
if he's been struggling for 2+ weeks.
Vientos, I have such a love-hate relationship right now with Mark Vientos, because I've talked about how I thought that he should have been traded. Then I also said that I apologize for him being traded because he was on that hit streak as well as just being overall pretty good.
Very classy of you.
Yeah, I apologized. I don't know if we
It's
have other
very nice
people
of
in the
you.
studio in the back.
We got a
That would
semi.
normally do it.
We got a semi
We got a
apology.
sorry, but
Semi-sorry.
semi-sorry, but I don't. The at bats that this Mets team takes right now, just kind of awful.
Yeah.
They never
I'll give you
take.
that.
It doesn't feel like they take competitive at bats. I never feel like I've seen a competitive at bat from the New York Mets right now. They're swinging at high and away fastballs like nobody's business. Juan Soto does it all the time. Now, for some reason, I don't know how Juan Soto just became a high and away fastball merchant. Same thing with Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso feels like he swings through so many pitches.
I wonder if he's pressing.
I don't know.
I don't know that, but
I don't.
you
It
know.
doesn't ever look like. You know who is Brandon Nimmo?
sure he
You
is.
can tell Brandon Nimmo is trying to swing for the fences every single time he's up because he's swinging hard.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen him, and that's not to say that he doesn't always swing hard, but I feel like he just looks more and more like he's trying to get something going that has not been there for him recently, and he should just try to be getting on base. What's funny is David Stern said that he has a lot of confidence in the Mets hitting coaches recently, and that was like a few hours after the Mets went 1-14 for the Fab Four, and when the Mets were also winning games in the beginning of the month, just a little bit more, it was the bottom of the lineup.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It
I
was
don't know if there was a stretch this year where all 4 of those guys were on.
never. And
Yeah.
also, it was the bottom of the lineup that the Mets were doing so well with. It was the guys like Taylor. It was Brett Beatty, another guy who I've always been talking about how he's been so unreliable. Ronnie Mauricio had a hot streak for a little bit. Those were the guys that were protecting the Mets from losing that many games, because that 4 guys in the top of the lineup, while yes, they are supposed to be the peak of your franchise right now, they are your mantle, which they should be, they were holes. They looked like strikeouts. I mean, you heard Lindor. I don't know if were we both there when Lindor said it. He felt like I talked about this before, he was not taking competitive at-bats. It was like you could write a K on the score sheet before he even went up to the plate. Can't talk right now.
It's all right.
It's the
That's
anger.
how it is. I
It's
just
the
don't
anger.
get it. And the other issue I have is the starting pitchers that are not named David Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has been bad. There has not been one starting pitcher who has come out who I've been like, all right, he's going to be out today. Frankie Montas is coming out today. Great. We're probably going to see 4 innings, and then the whole bullpen comes right out after him. You need length out of these starters. We heard Mendy talk about this in the beginning of the year, the end of the year. He's going to say the same things. He wants these guys to go further than 6 innings. They don't go anywhere close to it. That's how I feel. Nope.
That is Joe's
Grace?
woe.
I'm trying to find if
Go and
I
find.
have any Sean Manaea stats that. Well, Sean Manaea
Sean.
has been.
You can't tell
You
me
were
he's
about
been-
to just call him Sean.
No, I was not.
Yes,
Sean.
My
Sean,
personal
not Manaea.
friend. He's the last 3 starts has gone 5 innings, which is not enough. Okay,
I think he's
it's
been
not
good.
enough.
Sean Manaea
He's
has been
being
great.
worked
He's
back.
been great.
Clay Holmes,
Clay
another
Holmes,
guy
very solid.
who I feel like has been awesome for the most part.
Yeah,
But Clay Holmes cannot face a lineup more than twice.
Yeah.
that's the problem.
That
And I
is
also
the
worry.
problem.
We've been saying this literally since I've been worried about it since March. Is he going to get fatigued because he is
Yep.
he was in the bullpen for
I don't
so
think
many
he's
years?
looked fatigued.
I don't think he has, but there's still more than a month left of the
Still a
regular season,
concern.
and then you have theoretically the playoffs. Like,
You
are
should have went out and got
worried
another
about
starting
that?
pitcher and then put
But
him
the
in the
price,
bullpen.
the price
The
tag is
prices
certainly
were-
high. But
yeah.
I also that's what I was thinking that they would do. Is
Me
that
too.
Holmes would be the guy that gets shifted because he can be so effective in the bullpen with the stuff that he has.
Yeah,
But the fact that every time he starts, he's not going into the 6th inning, or he's certainly not going into the 7th inning, but oftentimes not going into the 6th inning, like that's having to pitch 4 innings with your bullpen every night, which is what this team's had to do.
They have to get 12
they
outs.
get exhausted.
And there was when Peterson made his last start. It was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The last 42 games the Mets have played, Peterson's average outing length 6 2/3 innings. Great. Can't ask for much
He's
more
the
than
only
that.
starter that has gone longer than
The
that
average length
than
of
everyone else.
every start from every other pitcher, 4 2/3.
that's
Yeah.
that can't. That's not to me.
No one named David Peterson has been good.
Like you just can't.
Wait.
What?
Say it again to yourself.
No one not named David.
You said
That's-
no one named David Peterson.
I
has
said
been
not.
good.
I said
and that's
not.
very
You can go listen to
particularly
the-
disrespectful
You can
to
go
David.
listen to the
I
tapes.
love David
You can
Peterson.
go listen to the tapes. We can
I
listen back to
heard the
tapes.
tapes. Can we get some confo in the production room? That's my new word for confirmation.
I was just told that I did not say not. My fault.
That's
There you
know,
go.
and we've corrected the mistake.
And he's accountable.
He's holding himself accountable, and that's beautiful. You know who also needs to be held accountable? Some of these Mets bats.
Oh,
Do you guys? I feel like the segues have been on point.
They have
today.
been.
she's
you've
kind
been-
of eating.
been
I'm
like-
as
kind
the
of.
kids
Thank
say.
you. I'm kind
As
of
the
like
kids say.
rolling.
kids will
I'm
say.
getting in with the lingo.
But okay, my next question I'm gonna pose to you guys. There's a current swoon. It's been going on a bit. They had such a great start to the season.
You're big on the word swoon.
I love the word swoon.
The sw-
It's
How
a-
would you
I
describe
haven't
it?
heard
It's
the
a
word
quality
swoon
word.
in a while.
But it was not up towards the top of my bag, but I feel it coming closer to the top of my bag with every
I
time
just
you
think
say
it's a
it.
word that I would.
I might
It's-
start
say.
swooning.
It's
I might start saying swoon.
What does the word
and
swoon
that'll be
mean?
on the TikTok later. But they've
spell
been in a
swoon?
swoon. They've been in a
They've
swoon.
been in a swoon.
Yeah,
How do you spell swoon?
SW
like swan, but with
double
2
O?
O's instead.
N. Swoon.
They've been swooning.
I've been swooning.
What can be done to
I don't
fix
know.
this, Joe? I'll start with you.
What can be done to fix this? I think part of it, and this is just going to be the optimistic take, is what I will do, is part of it is time will fix this.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Time heals all wounds.
Yeah.
the Mets are bound to
Other than
progress
40 games.
to the mean instead of regress to the mean
Yeah.
with their offense. They have enough depth now offensively that odds are by the time you get to October or close to it, there's going to be enough bats who are on towards the bottom of the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Vientos, Beatty, Mauricio at the hot corner, whether it's McNeil, Tyrone Taylor, Alvey, or Torrens. By the way, Luis Torrens is the unluckiest hitter in baseball. I say this all the time.
He
It's
is.
ridiculous. Actually hilarious. His underlyings, he should be like one of the 5 best hitting catchers in baseball the way that he's hit the ball this year, and he has like a 215 average in reality.
I
It's
think
insane.
Lindor has been getting very unlucky with the. He's been
He's
hitting it hard.
been hitting it, and it goes right to a fielder who makes a great play. I was reading
Yeah.
about that last night. That does keep happening to
Absolutely.
him. He is making contact.
He had the fall off glove play last night.
Yeah.
I don't remember who's pitching for the Brewers, but
Also,
hits it right in the glove, falls off, and he still makes the play at first
speaking
base.
of great plays, I will give Blake Perkins credit, the Brewers center fielder
Oh my gosh.
who threw out Starling Marte at home to end the game last night.
That
now,
happens, and you said, Blake Perkins, and I was like, oh, is that the third base coach?
Yeah,
that waved in Marte?
that was my first time hearing Blake Perkins' name too, because Jackson Churio is on the IL. So we thought it was Jackson Churio. It was not.
We'll talk about the Brewers,
I was away
but
from the game.
they are like...
We'll
they
talk
are-
about the Brewers during Legit Watch / Legit or Knit.
And there's no slash. It's called legit or net.
Joe
We're
has
gonna have a whole
decided that
intro.
that's what
We're
it's
gonna have a
called.
whole intro segment.
We should have made a theme song for that.
That's gonna
segment.
happen. We're gonna set that up.
But now that you've seen what this team has looked like recently compared to earlier in the spring, they're after this Brewers series in Milwaukee. They come back home to face the Braves and the Mariners, and then they go back on the road to face the Nationals. That's their next 3 series. What do you think is going to happen here? Just make a prediction.
You think it's going to happen?
What is going to happen to the baseball team?
I think that their next stretch will be a middling one, which is better than things have been, but not exceptional. I don't think they go on a run, but I think they hold their own against several competitive teams that are going to give them good series. And then maybe after that, depending on where they lie in terms of health, in terms of where guys are streaking, that's an interesting way of putting that. In terms of which guys are hot, also an interesting way of putting that. In terms of which guys are performing well at the plate and on the mound, I think that this is a rotation that maybe just needs some time, although there's not a lot of margin for error at this point. They maybe just need some time for those guys to get healthy. Manaea's finally being allowed to pitch to an order the third time through. It didn't go very well his first start, being able to go into the 6th inning. But I think routinely he's going to be able to do that now. Even getting those 1 2/3 extra innings every start from Manaea saves your bullpen 5 outs of work.
That's if he doesn't
And then
implode.
You have Frankie Montas.
He will implode.
Theoretically, he's going to be
That's
at least a little bit better than he
tonight.
has
He'll
been.
take the mound tonight. By,
Tune in
Holmes
tonight.
at this
by the
point,
by.
At this point, I don't know how much more you can expect from Holmes. I think Sanga's a similar situation where theoretically he's able to get more healthy. There's concern because he hasn't performed consistently for a full season, although when he's been healthy, he's been fantastic pretty much his entire career. He's definitely an X factor. Can he go deep in games? Can he give you quality starts? I think I would lean towards the side of yes. So I think the Mets get through this span okay. I think the bats even out. They progress to the mean. And then maybe when the schedule lightens up a tiny bit, you can start to see a little bit of a run.
I just don't think it ever lightens up enough where the Mets can realistically feel like they're going to play the Rockies. That's the comparison I'm making here, because you go from division Braves. The Braves have been bad, but they could still take games from you. You go to the Mariners. The Mariners are the hottest team in baseball. The Nationals, the Phillies, the Marlins, the Tigers, the Reds, the Phillies, the Rangers, the Padres. That's ridiculous.
And then the Cubs at the end of September.
Yeah, and then you get the Marlins again. That's not easy. There's nothing easy about that
None of
schedule.
these series coming up, literally for the rest of the season, the regular season, I should say, are like gimmies. You know?
No, none of them are.
None
Especially
of them
against
are.
the bad teams in their division.
And
the Nationals are not a gimme team either.
No, the Nationals are. I don't think are as bad as their record might say, but
I fully agree. Their record
they are
and
going
their
to
run
be a good
differential
team in a couple
hilariously
of years.
bad. I was looking at a graph yesterday of team run differential over time this season, and I was like, wow, the Nationals really the second worst because talent-wise, and the way that they perform against your team, whether you're the Mets or the Red Sox, the Nationals just find ways to be really annoying.
They have some
and to
great
win
players.
games because they
They do.
have some talent. However, they do have their run differential is something in the negative hundreds, and I was like, wow, that's terrible. And then I just see this little streak, and I'm like, what is that? The Rockies have a negative 300
Yeah.
run differential. It's well
Were you
over
looking
twice
at the,
as
baseball
bad.
savant?
I'm savanting, Kurt.
You
I'm
looking at the
savanting.
baseball savant
It's
thing
well
that
over
moves
twice
around?
as bad as the next bad team, and it got a lot worse in that
Not
Blue
great.
Jays series.
Yeah.
But
Oof,
to your
that was a
point, as
series.
bad as the
Yes.
Nationals
Even
have been,
worse.
it feels like anytime you play them, they're gonna give you a good series.
Yeah, I would also say the Braves series that happens now that is in Queens, so maybe that helps a little. But the Braves, even though they are 10 games under 500 this year, which I don't think anyone really thought was, I did not think that
They're
was going
still
to happen.
pretty good.
They still, I fear, will find a way to give the Mets an issue. And obviously, I mean, listen, this Brewers series This is not the series where you get right. This Brewers team, and we will talk about it in Legitimate. Don't you worry. You'll hear a lot more Brewers talk for our Milwaukee-based listeners.
There's probably a lot of them.
There might be a lot. You never know. There's some passionate Brewers fans.
WFUV does a lot of Milwaukee
we have a lot of
time.
outreach. Like,
yeah.
I am starting to worry that the Brewers are for real, and
They are.
This team. This is not the series for the Mets to get right because the Brewers have been very good. They have some players, too, that are sneaky because you just don't. Like, Jackson Chourio is hurt right now, and they're still the first team to 71 wins. Like, they're playing some ridiculous baseball right now. So I did not expect the Mets to go into this series
Andrew
and
Vaughn
win.
to be a 290
Just picked
hitter.
him up in fantasy, actually.
I did see that yesterday, I think.
Yeah. I did it after the game, so.
That's big from you.
That's big for me.
GMC.
But this is not the series for them to get right. I would say if they can listen,
win 2 games.
If they can take 2 of 3 from the Braves, I'm happy because again, the Braves often give them issues. It'll be a little bit of a feel good because I don't think a lot of Mets players like the Braves. And then the Mariners, again, you said really hot team. Some of these are going to be tough, but this was not the series. The thing is, I know the Mets are talented enough to. I mean, the Mets could sweep the Braves, and it wouldn't be that shocking. Like, the Mets are a good baseball team. We forget that.
I fully think that they could still win 2 against the Brewers. I don't love the pitching matchups
I
tonight.
don't think tonight. That's
but
my concern.
they also, like, when Mizorowski, arguably one of the better, is he the best Brewers pitcher, I guess? I know he's injured now, but
he's been
good.
When
healthy, yes. He's been better
probably
than
the best?
Peralta.
You
He's
think
been
so?
Definitely better than Woodruff.
he's better than Jose Quintana.
Shout out.
Love
Jose Quintana.
Loved him.
But the Mets shelled him, and I really thought that doubleheader after it was at Citi Field. I was watching that in the press box, watched the first game, and they got embarrassed by the Brewers. Just embarrassed. I was like, I don't know what is going on with this team. And then they shelled Mizorowski, which I did not expect. That was not on the bingo card. You need good quality starts. You need good quality starts. That is the issue that they've been having. They need the bats, but I think that the bats will start waking up if you have enough good quality starts. I'm not worried about their defense.
The Mets defense.
The defense on the Mets, which actually has been faltering just a little bit because you're not playing everyone in their position.
Yeah.
I guess you could say, like,
Vientos at first was a little.
I remember that. I was watching that game again, reporting on that one. Did not love it.
I think I was at that game on Monday.
He did it. They did that again.
They did it on Monday.
They did it again.
Well, because the first time that
they
Vientos
did do
was
it
at
on Monday,
first,
and there was he had a
you
pop
were
up
there.
in play or in foul
I
play, but
forgot I
like
wasn't watching it.
playable for him. The first play that he had, and he just ran right past it.
He was doing his best Pete Alonso impression. Sorry, Pete.
Oh.
Pete does do that often, but I just think that the defense is not something that you should be so worried about. You have your guys at first. You have your shortstop in Francisco Lindor, who really does not let a lot go by him.
Yeah.
You have your second baseman, which is kind of in and out kind of thing. Same with third base.
Yeah.
I think.
Shout out In and Out.
Never been.
Never been
to
Oh,
In
you
and Out.
gotta change
Never been to the West Coast.
Me neither.
Never been to the West Coast.
Me neither.
Never actually been off
How
the
have
East.
you had
Never
an
actually.
In-N-Out if you've never been
I
to
haven't.
the
I was just shouting it out.
Never
No good?
actually been off the East Coast.
I have been, and I heard that you mentioned this actually before
I think I
our
have.
Cooperstown call-in. I have been to Fargo, North Dakota.
We were talking about Fargo, North Dakota, where the Hall
Why?
of Pretty Good is going to go.
You mentioned
The Hall of Pretty Good will be in Fargo, North Dakota. Me and Tucker Austin, mainly me, was talking about Fargo, North Dakota.
I love the Hall of Pretty Good. Every
It's gonna
time that
happen.
account tweets, I'm so happy.
It's gonna. Why were you in Fargo, North Dakota?
You wouldn't believe it if I told you.
Well, now I need to hear it.
Okay, that
well,
will be.
I was.
We need to hear this.
I was
What?
in middle school and high school. I was a bit of a Latin scholar.
Spit some Latin right now.
Please don't.
Salve te. I was good at Latin, and I helped found a club at my school called the Latin Club, which in Massachusetts is actually a pretty big thing. I know it sounds like super goofy and nerdy, and it is. But in Massachusetts, it's actually very popular. Latin's like a pretty popular language choice. There's some schools that are like Boston Latin School is the best school in the country for
Brooklyn Latin School.
Brooklyn Latin, specialized high school.
And so we founded this club, and we perform in essentially like Jeopardy, but Latin themed. And we were good, and we went to nationals.
was in Fargo, North
It was
Dakota.
in Fargo, North Dakota. It was at the Fargo
Wow.
Dome at North Dakota State
Was the
University.
Fargo
Now, I
Dome-
wasn't actually that good. I just kind of was like
You were just
administratively.
passionate.
That was my sports manager before my sports manager.
So this like prepared you. Oh, it all comes full circle.
It does.
Yeah.
That was
Were you,
beautiful.
Did it help you be better at English, like understanding words with Latin?
Vocabulary, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
There
my
you
cousin
go.
was talking about that because he also had to do Latin in high school, middle school.
Yeah. I can parse together words that I'm not familiar with much easier. Is that like a great skill? Is that more practical than Spanish? Probably not. But I don't regret taking Latin at all. Because also the community, this is a crazy thing to be talking about right now. It's 12:22 during one-on-one.
Hey man, we're talking about how bad the Mets are. We could talk about Latin a little bit.
Great community. Mets have a good Latin community too. It's just
Mets
in
have a good
different
Latin
sense.
community.
We do have a
Boom!
good Latin
I roped
community.
you in.
You roped
Go.
me in. Nice, beautiful segue. Now, my next Mets question is, are you worried?
No.
Joe, just rapid fire. Are you worried?
Am I worried? Yeah.
You're worried? The reason why I'm not worried.
I'm not like, I'm not losing sleep over it. I don't care.
I mean,
I care a little bit.
This guy's a Mets
I was
fan.
crashing out pretty bad last night.
I was crashing out. We all were crashing out, but
Don't
just kinda
look at me.
comes-
We all. I was like.
You
hmm,
were
and then I
instigating.
clicked, and then I
You were
deleted the
try- you-
tab and went back to the Red Sox game.
Yeah. but-
Instigating.
I think why I'm not worried about this Mets team is because they're too talented.
Yeah.
From bottom to top, 1 through 9 is too talented to be bad.
Yeah.
I think legitimately bad. Yes, they are bad right
Mhm.
now, but so are a lot of teams that are slumping right now that are supposed to be a lot better. The Dodgers, another
Yep.
team that would rather not be talking about right now, but a team that really weren't great the entire time the Brewers went and swept the Dodgers in LA.
That was crazy.
So my point being is that a lot of teams right now are slumping. This is the middle of August. We're
Mhm.
not in the dog. We're in the dog days right now.
It's the dog days of summer.
But we're not in the time where it really is going to be like. Also, there's no one in the Mets division right now that is really gunning for their spot at second.
The Marlins.
Miami.
Miami.
I mean, I
they're
would be
coming.
stunned if Miami.
Miami is 9. Miami's 6 games back from the Mets. Had to do a quick math, not a math major.
How many
ladies and
games
gentlemen.
over 500 are there?
They are one under.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
So-
they've been hot.
they have been hot.
They
Don't get me
swept
wrong.
the Yankees.
And the Mets play the Marlins a lot soon enough, but I think if you win one against the Brewers, I want them to win 2, but I don't think they're going to do that. But win 1 against the Brewers, win 2 against the Braves, win hopefully 2 against the Mariners, sweep the Nationals, I'll be happy.
If you're happy, I'm
Thoughts?
happy.
Thank you, Joe.
Yep.
Appreciate that, man.
Welcome.
that was very sweet. Okay, so I'm not like panicking like, oh god, it's over, which I have seen a lot of people on Twitter. Now I know Twitter is the place to complain, but I've seen
X.
a lot of people on Twitter do the whole it's over, this team isn't making the playoffs, that whole
Frank
shebang.
the Tank.
Frank the Tank, who's a special case, like I don't even pay attention. But I've seen a lot of people do that. I don't think that's reasonable because you guys have been saying it. We know what this team's capable of. They're not, their lineup is not a bunch of question marks. Lindor, Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo are all very good Major League Baseball players, especially Juan Soto.
Nimmo needs something. I don't know what it is. Because
Yeah.
even Lindor, I don't know how the Mets get out of their slumps because I know it does happen. I think it might be their teammates, the vibes in the clubhouse, because that's
And
what
I
it
think
seems like they
yeah.
talk about a lot of the time is that the teammates help a lot. Maybe it is the hitting coaches. I'm not an expert on that. I don't think I can
that's
really
what it
talk
is.
about that
Mhm.
because I think even the people on Twitter talking about the hitting coaches are like, they're messing up the swing. It's like,
I think that's ridiculous.
I don't get paid to analyze this guy's swing. I don't understand it like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm an expert on it. Joe, you're looking at me like you might be an expert on it? You're an expert on the swing?
Spacing out, bro.
You're an expert on the swing, Joe?
I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at anything right now.
You've
He's
been
thinking
doing that today, and I'm like a
He's
little
thinking
bit
about the Giants.
Aren't I
on the-
always doing
He's thinking
that,
about the
though?
Giants
Hey, we
on
got
the TV
we
at
got
1 o'clock.
35 minutes until Giants.
I've
Giants
been,
Bills,
I've been
sorry.
doing that more than usual.
Really?
Have I? No, you're
have-
telling me.
I thought you said you have, and I was
I don't.
like,
I don't know.
oh, I hope not.
Well, yeah,
I
but
don't know.
Anyway.
well,
I
it's
don't
not
think-
inherently bad.
I don't think that Brandon Nimmo will stay like this, but he needs something to get him out of this slump. I was talking about the hitting coaches a little before, how bad they are and whatever else. Listen, you need someone to blame. I'm not gonna blame the guy. I don't even really know their names unless I was.
Sorry, no. Finish your. I just had a thought. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm not
I'll
gonna even
second
blame the
that.
guys who, if I wasn't reporting for the New York Mets, I would probably know their names. I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just being honest that I'm never gonna really think about this as something that would be as important to me as a fan.
Here's my follow-up to my last question. A lot of people have had some questions about Mendoza and his choices as manager.
We talk about Sterling Marte not getting a pinch runner yesterday.
I mean, you can have your opinion on that, but as Joe helpfully pointed out, you might as well run him at that point because thinking the Mets were going to get 3 runs in was a little bit optimistic.
Well, I think
That's
they
how I
could have
felt.
still.
That's how
Had to
Joe
send him
felt.
there.
That's
Sorry,
not how
I cut you- I cut
that's
you
not
off.
how Carlos Mendoza
I
felt.
cut you
Do
off, and it was a random
thoughts
thing,
on
but
Carlos Mendoza? That was my
Love
question.
Carlos
Go.
Mendoza.
Me too.
How could you
Pro.
not?
I don't think that I don't like how he's being treated in Mets land right now.
I don't
I don't think it's
understand-
reasonable.
See, this
As
is the
Kurt
issue.
said, someone has to get blamed.
Well, yes, but Carlos Mendoza is not the guy you blame for
That
this.
he should
It
not.
might be David Stearns for how the team is built, because Carlos Mendoza, one, has made great moves in the
Yeah.
entire what he's given. Sorry, my brain completely shut off there.
Go ahead.
As well, if he makes a mistake, he does take credit for a lot of the things that he'll make a mistake for.
Yeah.
I.e., when he brought in Diaz and then Helsley, or it was the opposite, Helsley and then Diaz.
Last night.
No,
Or-
a little before that. I think it was the last series against the Guardians, or it might have been against
If
the
it was
Giants.
Monday, it was Helsley and then Diaz.
I think it might have been
Yeah.
against the Padres when that happened. And he apologized and said, I made the wrong choice. That's something that a manager that is credible does, a manager that takes action for his own things. I think that blaming Mendoza for anything after the season that he gave you last year, especially
Yeah.
the season that he's giving you this year, nothing to complain about this year. Yes, they're bad. I think me and Grace have seen worse Mets teams
We have
our
seen
entire lifetime.
some of the managing that we've bore witness to is like so far and away worse than Mendy that it's not even like a conversation. It's just not a conversation.
my
He
point.
just took them to the NLCS.
And that's my point of this guy, if it was 5 years from now, and yes, they're losing games that they shouldn't be losing, whatever, sure, blame Mendoza because you need to blame somebody. Right now, it's not Mendoza.
I think it's right now it's the players.
It's the bats and and the
Like,
pitching.
They're all listen. It's inconvenient that they're all
It's just both the
It
main
is.
aspects.
It literally is,
It's
though.
the bats and the pitching.
But
It's
you can't. You
all
can't.
of it
But you
just
can't tell
boils
me
down
it
to the
is.
bats
The
and the
only thing.
pitching.
The only thing
Yeah.
that's not bad with the Mets right now is the bullpen. The bullpen is the
Bullpen
most
have to love it.
reliable
And
thing
they-
that the
I mean,
Mets have.
and
For
they are
me, I
getting
worry way more
worked
about
to the
starting
bone.
pitching than
Yes.
the lineup. Like way more.
I think
Really?
that's reasonable
Because
because
how
the
much
lineup
can you do with the personnel you have as starting pitching? You need
Yeah.
to rely on guys to get right.
And if we're gonna blame anybody, that's David Stearns for building this lineup
That's what I'm saying.
of starting pitchers around what he believed as guys that he could fix.
Now,
Frankie Montas is one.
That's well put.
Frankie Montas is one. Clay Holmes is another one. Clay Holmes is a guy who hasn't pitched since his freshman season. Why
Hasn't
not?
started.
Rookie season. He has not done a
same thing.
starting pitting role since that time with the Pirates.
2018.
And the entire
Yes.
rest of your
That's 7
rotation. I
years.
mean, Peterson has been the rock, but Manaya's
And that
coming
should
back
be
from injury, and
Minaya.
Senga's coming back from injury. Those guys are like, I love having them be two of your top guys in your rotation,
Yeah.
but the reality is they're both dealing with injuries. And while you kind of have starting pitching depth, because you have a couple guys like Tidwell can give you some length. You
Ooh.
have
Tidwell's not on the team
Sprout.
anymore.
People are right.
Blade
That's
Tidwell,
alright.
Neville Papperman.
You know, most people
He was
don't
in
know
the,
about that. That
in
was the
the
Tyler
Rogers trade and
along
Buto.
with
Yeah.
Drew Gilbert
they traded
and
Neville Papperman.
there you go.
Buto, right? Yeah.
and Drew Gilbert. We just named them all.
It's a.
How
it's a
dedicated are you to the New York Mets?
I just I'm worried that the Mets, in order to be a contending team, they need at least 4 of these 5 starters to be good to go.
Yeah.
How many innings do you
in
want them to go
October.
in the playoffs?
6.
6?
Yeah.
Consistent 6?
In a dream world, yes.
All of them.
Yes.
I don't know if you can ask
That's what
that
you
of some-
expect out of a
Well,
starting
that's what
pitcher
you
in 2025.
expect,
Okay,
but
here's my
that's might not be
here's
what
my
you get.
expectations for this Mets starting a pitcher lineup.
Go for it.
For the playoffs.
Yeah.
Clay Holmes for 5 innings.
Hmm.
I'll be happy
Game
if Clay
1?
Holmes gets 5 innings, not game 1.
Okay.
Game 1
Dear
starter is
God.
Game 1 starter is Peterson,
Interesting.
and he's going to
Ooh,
probably go 6
Interesting.
innings.
I think
Who's
I would
your game
hope,
1 starter?
I would hope that Manaya or
Senga?
Senga
I thought you were going to say Senga.
have progressed
Manaea.
Frankie
health-wise and consistency-wise to the point where one of them can be the one, because I think that's a much higher ceiling
I
than what
argue
David Peterson has given.
I argue
And
David
Peterson's
Peterson's
been
the
so
ace
good,
now.
but I'd even say that Peterson over the
Ace,
past month hasn't
know.
looked fantastic.
He's their best pitcher. Ace is a strong
I don't
term.
think that Peterson has looked all that
Most
good recently,
consistent pitcher.
but he still
Yes.
is a Chad innings eater, and you need that.
That is what
But
you
I
need.
don't think that he's looked like top end the way that he looked for a while.
So who's your top end right now? It would have to be Sean Manaea because Senga's been bad. And Senga, the stat I saw yesterday, Senga gave up 4 home runs in his last 3 starts. He gave up 4 home runs in his 14 starts this season.
Yeah.
Before the injury.
Yeah.
That he hasn't thrown the forkball as well as we've seen it before.
Walks have been an issue all year too.
Walks have been an issue. He had that error last night that might have gotten in his head a little bit. He said it didn't, but he threw a pitch right down the pipe after that.
Yeah.
I just don't know, because Clay Holmes, the same thing is when you're facing these better players, and I know I'm on Clay Holmes so much, but when you're facing such a better lineup, when you're playing on better teams in October, they're gonna adjust and adapt to you, and he's gonna get adapted to. He's not gonna be able to pitch to them more than once around the lineup. We've seen him not be able to do it twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I just,
there's
I
no.
just keep
get,
thinking.
You know what? Get it
Yeah.
all out. This is the spot to do it.
Yeah.
This is a safe space. But we gotta turn it over to the Bronx now.
The other team in New York.
The other team in New York, just a lot going on there too. I don't even know how to put it. What you're gonna find out after this break. Stay with us. Hi, I'm Grace McCarron, and I'm one of your 2025 New York Mets beat reporters for WFUV Sports. Follow along on X at Grace McCarron_ for live game updates, features, and other inside content live from Queens all season long. From Lindor's leadoff blasts to polar bear bombs by Pete Alonso, WFUV Sports has you covered every step of the way as the Mets make the charge towards October. WFUV is your home for New York sports. Welcome back to One on One, New York's longest running sports call-in show. I'm here with Joe Henry and Kurt Sippel, who will be back momentarily. But we're going to turn it over to the Bronx. We just covered Queens. Now we have to talk about what's going on in the Bronx.
We once again have to.
We really have to.
Ah.
I'm like excited for this segment because
That's good.
this is 3 people who don't like the Yankees, and I have a lot of thoughts, and I'm not even going to be mean because I genuinely am confused as to what's happening.
Yeah.
With the Yankees. So, what do you think? Last night.
What do I think?
What do you think? You're a Red Sox fan. This makes you happy, I
I'm
assume.
pro Yankees if they were to always play this way. I will say that. I'm not saying like I just hate the Yankees to hate the Yankees. I hate when the Yankees are good and they're
That's
better
fine.
than the Red Sox.
We've all
They're-
been there.
And to be honest, since 2021, the Red Sox have consistently just flat out been worse than the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm absolutely relishing the moment while recognizing that maybe I mean, I don't think they've I think that the Red Sox are a better team than the Yankees, but I also recognize that in recent years they have not been. And I can admit that, and I like to think that I'm, as far as a Red Sox fan goes, that I'm reasonable about how I see things.
That's good.
That said, this
This
stretch,
makes you happy.
It 1-6 in your last 7, I believe the Yankees are.
Your last 7.
And
not my last. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, we'll stray away from pronouns. They're, I think, 3-8 in extra innings now, which underscores.
Shout out Devin Williams.
Shout out.
We're
It
about to get into
underscores
that.
Thank God I got
the
back.
big issue of this past week and a half or 2 weeks is the bullpen.
Well, yes.
Despite, I mean, there was that tweet after the deadline where they said the Yankees might have the greatest bullpen of all time.
Shout out Jake Bird being in AAA.
Of all time.
Well, basically, if you didn't see last night's game, Yankees lost to the Houston Astros 5-3, mostly on the shoulders of
Yankees lose.
Yeah, you had to give him his
That doesn't
moment
have
there.
Yankees.
They're
Yankees.
You want me to do it again?
no,
Yes,
no.
please.
I'll do it again.
Mostly on the shoulders of Devin Williams, who enters the game in the 10th inning.
Yankees lose.
Thank you,
Thank
Joe.
you. Entered the game in the 10th. The game was tied, and then he gave up an RBI single to Carlos Correa.
And I will admit on that,
Yes.
it wasn't like that pitch was a. I can't believe the Correa hit that. I'll give him
Yeah.
a pass on that.
I feel
And-
so bad for Devin.
Well, mostly the
But also
problem.
his changeup is getting hammered, which is crazy because it's supposed to be one of the best pitchers in baseball. And it's
Right.
still it's not like it's not.
I'm not clear
breaking.
what's going on. Yeah.
It's still bending.
But the main issue with Devin Williams last night was the home run to Taylor Trammell, who, funnily enough, former Yankee, very briefly, but
Yeah.
former Yankee, that won the Houston Astros the game. Yankees have lost 6 of their last 7. Now, I've titled my notes here the Devin Williams problem because I think as the days go by, and I say this with a lot of respect for Devin Williams, he's a great, I think fundamentally he's a great pitcher, one of the best closers in the game, but they have an issue here.
What's it with the Yankees and having closers that just kind of
I
are awful?
believe this was an episode of there was an episode of Nosebleeds that I was on. I think it was like the second day of the season, and me and Will Talent were talking about how the Yankees have just not had a reasonably good closer since Mariano Rivera.
Well, because also Yankee fans expect every closer to
Right.
be Mariano Rivera,
Like
which
Clay
is not
Holmes,
realistic.
Clay Holmes had his moment. He was good for a little. His stats with the Yankees are not that bad, but then he fell off a cliff.
He was better as a bullpen pitcher.
Right. Then he fell off a cliff. Oh my God, Nick Palmer's calling. Oh, I can't
This
wait.
is big. This is big.
He fell off a cliff. It's been a weird trend with the Yankees and their closers recently. What do we do? What do the Yankees?
We? What do we do?
What do the three of us do?
What do we do? I
no.
mean, we're not gonna do
There's
anything.
nothing. There's nothing for the Yankees to do. Is the issue.
How do they handle
A lot
it?
of their pitching right now all relies on their bullpen has been only okay.
And
Right.
to be fair, I think a part of this that gets overlooked, where everyone's just like bullpen bad, the starting also hasn't been as good as you'd like it to be, and it's putting enough stress on the bullpen. Where in a situation last night, who could they have gone to besides Devin Williams in that situation? And it's like it's a joke that people make, like a tie game, down 1, up 1, 8th inning, 9th inning. I'll put in Devin Williams, see what happens. In every single game, he blows the lead. Like that's a running joke,
Our
but
very own.
the Yankees have worked themselves into that situation.
Our very own Ellen Kelty said that they should have pitched lighter on short rest,
that
which
does
would not
make
have worked
sense.
even a little bit. He would have only pitched if the game went like 13 innings.
I will say, last night I've seen a lot of anger directed towards Aaron Boone in the past week,
Nothing's his
especially
fault.
about last night. Last night,
Not
I'm
nothing.
gonna just say this from my point. Last night was not Aaron Boone's fault.
I think a lot
There's
of this stuff
nothing
is not-
else he could have done.
I'm not going to be an Aaron Boone truther here, but I also
But-
think a lot of this stuff is not Aaron Boone's fault.
Yeah.
I think most of what Aaron Boone has done has been what he's been given. I think Brian Cashman is the guy to blame, and Cashman's not going anywhere. He basically should be last name Steinbrenner. It doesn't really. He was an intern at the Yankees in the 90s. Like
It's
he's
kind
been
of a
there
crazy story
forever.
when you think about it.
He's been there forever. He's not
Yeah.
going anywhere. And Boone is managing what he's been given. I'm not going to say Boone has always made the right decisions because he has not.
No
But-
manager always makes the right
No,
decisions.
but I also don't think he's a bad manager.
not at all.
It's just that Yankee fans, one, he's never ripping the players out publicly. That's not something that will happen. It just does not happen in the MLB. It does not happen in professional sports. I don't even think of a coach that I can name right now that's in
Vrabel
professional
ripped Drake
sports.
May last night
Really?
In the
Yeah.
preseason?
in the preseason.
What do you say?
And he said Drake May, he should know that he can't do that. He has to be better.
Oh, I would
That's not
also.
ripping him
Oh,
from
It was like he was pretty stern about
Boone,
it.
If Boone
But
wanted
also,
to
like-
rip
like,
Anthony Volpe
no
about
one's-
being leader in errors in the MLB, I think it would be a little worse than, hey, Drake May got to be better. He's never saying that during the year.
well, there was also. This is again totally off topic, but Jake Ottinger, Dallas Stars goalie, getting thrown under the bus by Pete DeBoer. Pete DeBoer
that's
then lost
hockey.
his job.
That's
So
hockey.
basically, point is here. I really genuinely do not think this is Aaron Boone's fault. At the end, I've always been, unless there's egregiously bad decisions made, it's not usually directly the manager's fault. I'm usually on the players have to play better, unless there's
do have to-
extenuating
or
circumstances.
roster has to be constructed better.
Right.
Because
It's usually one of those.
even offensively, you see the ramifications of how you've constructed this roster, where you have an Aaron Judge injury that, of course, you can't afford it regardless. It's Aaron Judge. He's the most impactful player in baseball, has been for many years, but I think you could say unequivocally he's been that for the past couple of years, even over probably Shohei,
Yeah.
although now that he's pitching again, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, losing Judge, huge issue regardless, but the fact that this now puts you in such a bind where Judge has this unique issue where he can't play the field for some time, but he has to be in the lineup now that he's back. So you have to DH him, and now
Stanton.
we get to today.
Let's
Giancarlo
go.
Stanton
in
is going to play the
right
outfield.
field.
Isn't that
I-
awesome?
I can't. I'm going
He's
back
the
and forth on
He's the third slowest guy in the entire MLB.
third. Who's
Are you
first and
serious?
second?
I believe it's a first baseman and a catcher. I'm not sure who the names are.
Oh my gosh! Because I was thinking to myself, like, who is the worst fielder? Who would be the worst outfielder in baseball?
It has to be Stanton because he can't run
Stanton
to
or
the ball.
Schwarber?
He can't-
Kyle
Stanton-
Schwarber's a guy, but
Stanton
Stanton
can't
has to be
run to the
worse.
ball.
He literally
If
can't
there's
run.
a pop up if there's a pop up to him,
Yeah.
I'm happier if the second baseman goes to get it.
We
For
have
sure.
we have Nick Ballmer on the line.
Oh my God!
Nicky
Oh
P.
my god.
Hi Nick.
How's it going, guys?
How are you?
I'm pretty good.
What's up?
Are you
I'm
done?
excited.
Are you done with this ridiculous, just like dunking?
I'm not dunking.
Dunking? Layup.
I have
Wait,
it's a
legitimate
layup.
concerns.
Wait, hold on, Nick. None of us have said anything that bad about the Yankees.
I-
We
Yeah,
defended the
literally not
manager.
that
I
bad.
just defended Aaron Boone like he was my flesh and blood now.
We actually all
Let's start with debunking some misinformation really quick. Giancarlo
Go
Stanton
for it.
is the 5th slowest player in the MLB.
Oh, my
Congrats.
So-
fault. 5.
That makes
Congrats.
me feel better.
Who's slower than him, Nick? You would probably know this.
Drug.
Martin Maldonado, Sam Huff, Rowdy Tellez, Jacob Stallings, and then Giancarlo Stanton.
So you're confident with him in right field, Nick?
He's only going to be playing there like 2 games. You know that, right?
Doesn't
Like,
matter. You need these 2 games.
Just the fact that this is happening.
Are
This
you
is not-
okay with this like the fact that it's occurring more than how much it's going to
fine
be?
that it's occurring. He can go stand out. It's specialized
He's
for
literally
stadiums. They're
gonna
not
be
going to
standing
stick him
out
out there in a pitcher's ballpark. That would just
That's
be cool.
true.
But they're putting him out there at the short porch, literally designed for Giancarlo Stanton.
It's actually
He
called
can
the
stand
Giancarlo
out there
Stanton short
and
porch.
throw the ball in for 2 games.
Nick,
until
it sounds
Judge is
like
back
you've been
next week.
on radio shows calling in for the past 4 hours, and you're just at this point like exhausted of defending your takes.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well,
Are you worried?
But the thing is, I feel like we're discounting the fact that the Yankees are first in the MLB in OPS, home runs, slugging percentage.
Also in the
like,
last 30
this
games,
is a
last
good
with
offensive
runners in
team.
scoring position.
You look at Anthony Volpe's last 15 games; he's hitting .297.
Congrats.
And as far as the bullpen is concerned, I'm with you. I just feel bad for Devin Williams at this point, man.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't deserve this. You should be putting him in low leverage situations. Yeah,
Who do you think? Who do you want to be the closer? You think it should be Bednar at this
But
point?
the thing is, you have 2 closers.
Sure.
Like, that's what you did at the deadline. So you watched Bednar, I think, throw 42 pitches
Yep.
in a 5-out save.
Yep.
He has over 100 saves in his career. Camilo Duvall also has over 100 saves in his career. So cruel and unusual punishment. Just let the man breathe. Clearly, bringing
facial hair to the Yankees was a mistake.
His self-confidence is awful. We were talking about his post-game presser yesterday when he was just like, "Yeah, I stink."
That was not great.
It was
Pete
not.
Fairbanks-esque.
Yeah, that was Pete Fairbanks-esque.
All-encompassing.
You know,
Are you, Nick, are you,
that,
like, are you concerned about the Yankees right now, or are you kind of like, it's fine? Just point blank.
It's such a simple fix. That's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is not put Devin Williams out there, and as soon as Judge is available, try and get Jason Dominguez to figure out how to play left field. That's kind of all it is. Other than that, know how many outs there are. That's always good.
I was gonna ask you about that. That the Yankees have absolutely zero fundamentals, and your catcher,
The fundamentals.
the person that's supposed to be the one that is basically anchoring everything. He is the anchor, actually. Had no idea how many outs in the game there were, and there are errors almost everywhere. The Yankees just do not know how to field the baseball, and that loses them a lot of their games. And in high leverage situations, that's not going to work out.
Here's the good news. At the deadline, Ryan McMahon's one of the best defensive third basemen in the league. So you checked off that box.
One of the best?
Since the All-Star break, I'm aware Mobley's first half defensively was a nightmare. He's been near immaculate since the All-Star break, or at least in the last 2 weeks.
Anything's an upgrade.
Paul Goldschmidt is, now we know not to put him up against righties. Just put him up against lefties, have him, slug 1,000. And, it's all about learning this team's strengths, and there are a lot of them. All they have to do is use them at the right times, which I didn't think would be too difficult.
Nick,
but
you don't even
are.
sound like you believe this stuff.
I absolutely
Sounds like
believe
you're
it.
reading a script that was mailed to you by Aaron Boone.
He's holding a gun to your head, Nick. Blink twice if you're okay.
No, I just believe in this team, and the fact that you don't shows Joe. I literally heard you say that you think the Red Sox are like a better team than this Yankees team. That you can't look at
That's crazy,
that's
Joe.
ridiculous.
Did you
That's
say
not
that?
crazy.
When did you say
They're better.
that?
They're better.
They're currently
You said
better.
that 10
Okay,
minutes ago.
like currently, but that's like
No,
it's been a
they're
week.
better.
Wait, Nick, are you concerned that the Yankees have a chance to miss the playoffs?
Oh God.
They're not going to miss the
They're
playoffs.
not
I'm
missing.
telling you that
Kurt,
right
we
now.
can't go down this road.
I'm only asking a question.
We cannot.
Because this
go
is
down
the new.
This
This
road.
is what I've been reading recently. I mean, if they just keep sinking, this is very liable that they could miss the playoffs.
Right, but it's not like a fundamental flaw in the team. All they have to do is just put a couple of wins together. This is so avoidable that you're really not worried.
And if my grandma had wheels, she would be a bike. I mean, it's
Classic.
the same. It's the same
That's
thing.
a classic Sippel saying.
Wow, I haven't.
All
heard
right,
that
guys.
yet.
Well, hey, look, great show. I got a soccer tournament to play in today in
Nice.
Fire Island.
Great.
Have fun.
Wish me luck. We're going for the 3-peat.
Nice.
Oh,
what
go
what,
Nick.
what
Go Pink
position are you
team.
playing?
I sort of fill in where they need me. Soccer is not my forte, so I just do my best to be a body out there.
Big
Okay.
time
So
stuff.
he's a
Nick.
team player.
Team player.
That's what you need.
But hey, great show, guys. Miss you very
Thanks.
much.
Miss you,
Aw,
Coach. Miss
miss
you.
you too.
Thanks for
Have a
calling.
great start to your year.
Thank you.
Of course.
So cute.
Man, I miss Nick Palmer.
That warms my heart.
NP.
How can we go on?
How do we go on?
There's no more Nick Palmer.
I can't believe how
I quit.
the contrast between what he was saying and how he was saying it was so funny.
It sounded like Nick Palmer rolled out of bed, heard that we were talking about the Yankees, and called in. Or he has been calling into the fan almost every single time that there's been a show.
There is nothing to worry about. They're going to be perfectly fine. It's a simple fix.
I will say this in his defense. That is what I sound like these days. I feel like defending the Mets.
But they actually have the Mets actually have a simple fix. The
Well,
Yankees do not have a
Yankees
the Mets,
probably have a simpler fix than the
I
Mets.
think the Mets
I
have
think
more
they
of a
do.
simpler fix, which is that their talent just has to start going. The Yankees do
But
not
there's-
have talent.
Well,
The Yankees' talent is gone. No.
We go.
Are you actually kidding me?
The
We're gonna say
bullpen-
that they have
The
talent.
bullpen has so much talent and it has
They're
to
both
get going.
Jake
That's a simple
Bird's in
fix.
AAA.
Oh, they have a whole bullpen.
Yeah, they got the whole bullpen.
They don't need the Jake
They
Bird.
go 10
They don't need
innings
the
and they
Jake
blow
Bird.
the
They
whole
got
thing
everyone
up.
else. I'm not saying that they're being good, but I'm saying that on paper they should be pretty good.
That's not.
They
on
should be
paper-
pretty good.
On paper means absolutely nothing. We're in August, Joe.
But
The
but
paper's
the
burnt.
paper, Kurt.
There's no more
The
paper.
paper.
Aaron Boone lit the paper on fire in the dugout.
Amazon order support. I'm getting a phone call.
You cannot tell me
Okay,
that this
wait.
I actually cannot believe that the conversation I'm hearing is that how good the Yankees' talent is.
They're
They are a
absolutely
great talent. Who's the better-
undeniably.
Oh, are you actually?
have talent in their
after
bullpen.
Aaron Judge. Oh, I'm talking about the lineup too. After Aaron Judge, who you trust and get a hit?
That's a different story. I'm
Paul
not
Goldschmidt
I'm
at
not,
1,000 years old. Cody Bellinger, who's been cooling off.
I'm less high on their lineup than most people.
Than on the Yankees lineup.
Yeah, the Yankees lineup.
That's
Okay.
great.
But I'm higher on their bullpen than clearly you are. My concern, I actually have like
You're high on the bullpen, Grace?
I actually Camilo Duvall on my fantasy team, so I have to defend him. And I actually think they have some good bullpen arms. Luke Weaver, great. Continue, Joe.
pitches.
Those are two players that I just named.
I
but
worry a little bit about their rotation now. Obviously, there have been injuries on the back end of that, so they have some answers. They have some things to figure out there. But I think they have enough names that theoretically someone, whether it's Schlittler, is Yarbrough coming back this year? I think he is.
Oh, that's a good. I forgot.
That's not somebody that you want in your starting rotation.
Look,
Ryan Yarbrough, Aaron Boone said this. Ryan Yarbrough was their last option. Aaron Boone was the one that said Ryan Yarbrough was their last option. He didn't say that directly, but he alluded to Ryan Yarbrough
a
being their last
theoretically
option.
bad major league pitcher.
We watched
who was
Ryan
consistently
Yarbrough
good.
at the Angels series.
It was awesome.
He was good.
We did watch that. I
It
was there.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's reporting
He's a
on the
very,
Yankees that day.
very bizarre player because he should not be effective, and
He
he
shouldn't
is.
also be a starter.
But what also,
Ryan Yarbrough?
He's not a starter that you're gonna want. Him
Well,
in
he's
the
not. You don't
playoffs.
want him to be your top three.
He is the top 3.
I don't
but
even know.
speaking
guys.
of,
yeah,
Max Fried has been like bad
Because
for like a while.
you haven't seen the Max Fried starts have been
guys,
poor.
I was just in London. I
For-
don't know.
for
Like
5,
I was
6
blissfully
weeks,
unaware
he's
of
been, like,
everything.
not very good.
The Yankee
we
fan faithful.
we watched like
and
one Yankee game the whole month
You
we
had,
were in London, and
Lydia
it was
fake
great.
fan?
No,
Lydia fake fan
I
alert?
no.
Lydia fake Yankee fan.
No?
We
Not a
saw
fake fan?
we did our Twitter scrolling, but we didn't watch because you can't really watch the
Oh.
Yankees in London. Like it's hard.
Okay.
I'm actually surprised they would not have Yankees
Now,
in London.
that's
I feel
where
like that
me
would
and
be
you
the
differ.
team. It's the one team.
Yeah, but
It's
they
like
don't like. I don't feel
The
like they actually
Yankees,
care
they're literally
about.
the Yankees.
That's
Yeah.
the whole thing. That's what I'm saying. They're the team that people.
Yeah, they don't really love
pretend
the
to care
word
about.
Yankee.
Revolutionary
Oh,
War.
I forgot about that. My fault.
Yeah, Max Fried has not been. Ooh,
5.7
This is not good.
was his
He's been
ERA in
very
July.
bad. He's always almost a 7 ERA or 6 ERA.
5.7
It's-
in July.
This is brutal. But yeah.
No, Kurt, no. 5.7 in July. 5.69. Still can't do it.
Moment of silence on that one.
Moment of silence. I'm
but-
glad that the radio is the radio and they can't see Kurt.
It's fine.
So-
it's fine.
So, we've determined that Nick is not concerned. Are you guys
I'm
concerned?
Evidently.
quite
And
concerned.
take your personal feelings on the Yankees.
There's no
out.
personal
I'm always
feelings.
taking them out.
I'm not. There's no. My personal feelings are not here right now. I'm reporter Kurt. Other than that,
I'm
I
Joe
can
Bot.
scream.
I'm Joe Bot right now.
Other than the crash out you just had
Well, 'cause you can't
over
tell me that
the
they're
Yankees on
talent-
paper.
You can't tell me that how talented they are on paper when Ryan Yarbrough is one of your top 3 starters.
He's not.
He's not.
When he during the meat of the season, because everyone's been out, he's been one of the best, their better starters. And now that Max Fried, who might be struggling from blisters or something like that they were talking about.
That was a few weeks ago.
That
I'm
was-
not sure if
yeah,
he's
that
still
was a
doing
I
it.
don't know
while
if the
I'm
blisters
not.
he's still dealing with, but he's been bad. You need Max Fried. Max Fried's the one guy who's like your magnum opus, who you throw out there and you're like, okay, this guy will win us a game. He's not
I
been
mean,
doing that.
Rodon has probably been in
Rodon's-
that category,
Rodon's
although
also-
even he hasn't
Rodon
been
also has
great.
been bad. He has an upwards of
His
a 5
past several
ERA.
His past several
Since the
starts, past
All-Star
like
break.
4 starts haven't been very good.
Yeah.
That's why. So right now you're not confident in anyone in the lineup. You're really not confident in your starting pitchers, who you're supposed to be really good, i.e. Rodon, i.e. Max Fried.
Luis Heel has continued his fall off.
I mean, what do you want?
That was
Like,
That's I feel like that was a question mark. I don't know.
Well,
He's
he was
hurt.
Did he win Rookie of the Year
He
last
did,
year?
but he
did.
was
So
then he
he
got
had a
then he was
huge
hurt.
fall off.
So
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Why
But-
is that ridiculous?
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
good in the
One
beginning of the
Rookie
year,
of
and
the
he had
Year.
a horrendous fall off.
Willier and Austin Wells were both better.
I'll give it to you.
Okay, let's not dwell on the past. We have to look to the future because we're about to play, after a quick break, a little legit or knit.
Get hype.
Get hype. I'm
Get
actually
hype.
so hyped for this segment. We have some Major League Baseball teams that we need to talk about. We need to figure out if they are for real or not. And we need to look forward to the playoffs because what we do around here is look to the future. But stay with us after a quick break for legit or knit.
You're listening to WFUV, New York.
Welcome back to One on One. We've done a lot of baseball talk, but we have more to come because that's what we do around here. And Kurt Sippel is not in frame right now because he's trying to find the Giants game, which is starting.
It is not the Giants
I'm still
game.
here.
Which
That
is
is not the Giants
starting
game.
at 1 p.m. I'm not quite sure what's on the TV right now, but Kurt's just going to be out of frame momentarily while we figure that out because we have a little Giants Bills to watch. Russell Wilson with the start, but
I think it's on NBC or CBS.
I don't think it's on NBC.
Oh my gosh.
A preseason football game on
CBS
NBC.
probably.
I don't know. Anyway, we're playing a little game that
Thanks,
we
Kurt.
invented. Thank you, Kurt. We
We-
invented a couple days ago. It's called Legit or Knit. I don't really know why it's called this. Just go with it. If
Not
you're
does
listening
not
at home,
rhyme.
if you're playing
So
around
the
at home,
theory,
go ahead.
legit or not,
It's not. It doesn't roll off the tongue.
boring, no rhyme,
Yeah.
nothing special about it. Understand the premise of the game. If you were to change that O to an I, legit or knit, now you have a rhyme, you have something that sparks curiosity, but something that still maintains its structural integrity, where someone says legit or knit, you still are like, oh, it's a game about who's legit and who's knit.
I would say my thinking on the name
Yeah.
is that
It is, right?
that
The game is on NBC.
it is.
What do you know?
Yikes. I don't know. This goes to show you how invested I am in preseason football. But I would say my thinking, oh, and there it is.
Brian Dable's on the TV,
Brian
ladies and
Dable
gentlemen.
is on my TV. There's Russell Wilson.
Jameis Winston.
We're so back. Anyway,
Good hype.
my thought on the name is that knit is supposed to be like, knit, you know,
Oh,
like,
I like that.
Yeah, you like-
That's
yeah.
pretty good.
yeah. This is what I do, guys. But
This is what she
so the
does.
name now is legit or knit.
Legit. Oh, I don't know if I could replicate
You don't
legit
wanna-
or knit.
Yeah, you did.
I
it.
kind of hit that.
You did
I
it.
kind of hit that. Oh, we got a big IFB. Did you hear that?
I did not hear that.
Knit or knit is no in Russian.
Wow.
Niet.
Sure. Legit
In
or
Russian.
niet.
That's crazy. All right. I mean,
legit or niet.
Niet.
Legit or niet.
Yes. Shout out my Russian speakers.
Oh.
Yeah.
we're gonna play our new game. It's called Legit or Niet. Our first round of Legit or Knit is the Chicago Cubs. I'm just gonna go round table. Start with you guys.
And then we're going
Go.
to have our explanations.
You have to do the sound though.
Legit.
Okay.
I think see, this is difficult for the Chicago Cubs. I'll make my explanation really quick. I think that they should have probably added a new starting rotation piece because of the injuries that they've sustained right now from Steele. I mean, Matthew Boyd and Imanaga have been really good for them overall. And I don't think you can really talk about their lineup because it's been pretty consistent all year. I mean, everyone's been hitting the ball and their defense has been good.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that their starting pitching. Are we talking about when they get to the playoffs? What are we?
We're talking. Are they legit?
My question is
In
My
general?
question was twofold.
Are they
It's-
going to be true contenders?
It's it's different for each team because there's some
Okay.
teams that are not current. Like the Cubs have been, they were leading the Central for a bit, but like the Brewers are going to be in a few minutes.
Like-
but that team is at the top of the Central right now. They're probably going to make the playoffs. If you look at that record,
Like
there's
Kyle,
almost no way
like
they
Kyle
don't.
Tucker
but-
had a cool down. He's at hitting
Right.
212 right now. Listen, I fully think that this Cubs team is good. Are
Yeah.
they going to play up to their record?
So you don't think they're a problem in the playoffs for like say the Mets to be worried about?
No, because I think that they can take advantage of poor starting pitching because I don't know, again, who you're going to pitch on a third day.
Okay.
But I also think that they can make you pay when it comes to offense.
Joe.
I'd agree with what you said about the lineup. Like, it's solid. It's deep. They
Can I
got
say
even a
w-
little bit deeper,
Can
adding
I
Willie
say one thing?
Castro.
I think all of these teams that we're about to talk about, really, none of them have really lineup holes.
Lineup holes. Let me think about it. Yep, agree.
Just had to get that out of the way.
That was quick.
But I
Go
think
ahead.
the Cubs have the most proven talent, most consistent talent
You
Yeah.
can argue the Brewers.
offensively. Do the Mets. I think the Cubs have a better lineup, at least on paper, than the Brewers. The Brewers, obviously, we'll talk about it. The fact that even with Kyle Tucker slowing down, they still have like Michael Busch has been really good this year for reasons we can't explain. Seiya Suzuki was phenomenal to start the year. He's still been really good overall. You've got other guys that are good. Swanson. You've got Ian Happ. You just added Willie Castro. Reese McGuire always comes in handy. I have some concerns about the rotation, I would say, because it's a group that last year was just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And so much talk, rightfully so, should go towards the pitching coaching tree and how effective it's been at transforming arms into these top end talents. Because even like Imanaga, when healthy, has been an ace. He was not supposed to be that coming into the league. Like he
Right.
was clearly the second or third most coveted guy coming out of Japan that year. Like Yoshi was the ace, Yoshinobu.
Mm-hmm.
But he's been probably maybe even better than Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's been fantastic, and he's been consistently, as long as he's been healthy, and I think he missed maybe 6 weeks this year. He comes back immediately, rattles off 3 straight wins. He's a great talent. My concern, Matthew Boyd has been great this year. I think he's great. However, slight history with injuries, with fatigue. A guy who I don't know come playoff time I trust to be my number 2. But then it gets even worse. Jameson Taillon's probably going to come back. You have Colin Rea. You have Soroka. You have Ben Brown. I don't love any of those names. That's where I'm a little bit worried. And so my rating would be, and this is, I understand I'm kind of bending the rules on the very first team we do. But hear me out, because
No,
you're gonna
Joe.
no,
No,
you're
I'm
gonna
not
like
hearing
it.
anything
You're gonna
out.
like it.
It's our first
You're gonna
round.
like it. I'm not betting. You haven't even heard of what I said.
Russell Wilson just completed his first pass as a New York Giant,
Happy
too.
for you. I
What?
give them their rating is legitimate.
That's
Get it?
not how
We
you
did,
play.
we did this. I did the same
Get
thing,
it?
but I had to go.
because
That's not how you play this game.
Because
You've
legitimate,
broken the rules.
legitimate. How about legitimate? It's
I don't
so
think
to
they are
say
legitimate.
No, you
that
can't
they're-
have
They
both.
are legit, but there's a little bit of nit.
The other issue
There's a little
I have,
bit of nit.
I think the other issue I have with this Cubs team is if you look up
like
and
a
down this
grandma.
line, if you look up and down this lineup, they're very
Susceptible.
susceptible to lefty pitchers. If you look
Okay.
at almost their
That
entire
is
lineup,
true.
it's all righties. Everyone's
So
a
Kyle
righty.
Tucker-
Almost everybody's a righty.
Yeah, with Kyle Tucker not playing well, that leaves you with quite the hole offensively going up against Southpaws. The bullpen's another thing I want to talk about that I think they kind of get underrated. I think they have an above-average bullpen ERA. When
Their
you look
bullpen
at
ranks
their
12th in the entire league.
when you look
Almost
at and their
mid.
starters ERA
Pretty
is
mid.
I think 14th, which is not great considering the names, considering what you thought you had going into the year. Justin Steele obviously getting
It's
hurt.
just the injuries that
puts a
are
wrench
killing
in
them right
things.
now.
Yeah.
The injuries are a concern, and that factors into this decision. The bullpen, I think, is better than people give credit for. They don't have these top-end great names, but what they did at the deadline, and I found this really interesting, was they went and they got 2 guys in Taylor Rogers and Andrew Kittredge, who are maybe not exceptional. I mean, I think Rogers is really good. I think Kittredge, in his day, is very good as well.
Mm.
They're maybe not, like, as huge name talents as some of the guys that the Mets picked up. It's not Helsley. It's not quite
Hell's bells.
Rogers.
So awesome.
Oh my
But
god, it's so sick. Sorry.
what's very
continue.
interesting about this Cubs team is part of their pitching pedigree, their philosophy. They throw less sinkers than any other team in baseball by a 5% margin. So they don't have sinker ballers, which is a pretty sinker ballers pretty popular pitching archetype in today's game. So they're out of the bullpen, they're throwing a lot of guys with very similar pitch mixes. They get 2 guys in Rogers and Kittredge who both are primarily sinker ballers. It adds a layer of depth and of versatility in this bullpen where hitters have to adjust to different styles of pitching in consecutive innings. That's something that I think could really help them down the stretch. Of course, my big concern is the depth in your rotation. Can you find enough guys? Because I think list off those guys, like Ben Brown has at times been good, Soroka, Rhea, Tyone. Like, theoretically, a couple of those guys will get hot at the right time. But I haven't seen it enough this year to be really confident that this is an upper echelon team in the National League. Like, I think it's upper echelon, but it's low upper echelon. I don't trust them to win in a series against the Dodgers. I don't even trust them to beat the Padres. It's tight between the Mets. I think I would probably take the Brewers over them as well. It's not to say that they're not a great team, because the top of the National League is stacked. But my concern this year, at least, is with the state of the rotation. But I think this is going to be a good team for a long time.
Okay, so you just twisted the rules of my game, because you're not allowed to go in between. You have to say legit or not legit.
They're a legitimately good team.
Okay, so they're legit.
But so you have to take the nit out.
But so they're legit.
But I told you what
just
to
take
be
a stand,
about.
Joe.
I told them.
Joe,
take a stand,
I will
Joe.
stand on the other.
You are not allowed to be a centrist.
All right, I'm gonna go because Joe's cheated the rules, and now
go ahead.
now they're glaring at each
I
other.
don't always do this.
Changes the rules of NFL Friday.
No, that's not what happened.
Oh,
Everyone
wow.
knows that's not what
that's a
happens.
throwback.
Late
That
to
is
school
not
every
what
day. This guy
I'm
Joe
just
Henry,
gonna-
man.
Not
I'm
late to
gonna bring
school.
up a point. I think the Cubs are legit. My main reason is because they've been this good the entire year. A lot of the times
True.
with the Cubs, they like hover a little above 500 past in a couple past years, hover around 500. They never really make a statement. They've been making the statement since March.
They've been stating.
They've been stating.
They've been standing on those statements.
They've been standing on business. You gave it right to me. They've been this good all year. They have the most runs in all of baseball per game. You can't underestimate that. Pete Crow Armstrong. This is a tough one for me.
Shout out former Met and Javi Baez.
He's been very good for the Cubs, and you know what? I'm happy for him. Okay, I am. But
Did you believe that the Mets would trade back for him?
For PCA?
Yeah.
I don't know, because he's
Those rumors are probably fake, but
well,
I
but
heard about
he's usually the right fielder, right? They don't really have a
Yes.
spot.
It was
so,
like
unless
gonna
they
be
want to move him to
trading
center, but
trading him for Pete Alonso.
oh, that's not acceptable in my universe. That's not gonna fly. But I think they are legit. So
I think
just
again,
because of those reasons that I just said.
I just think their bullpen might not. I know Joe brought up all those points that the bullpen might be better than everyone thinks. I don't know if they're going to be good enough against better opponents when things start to get hard. I think
That's
that's
fine.
just the issue. They're not going to win the Central, so they're going to be in the wild card.
Yeah.
So you got to
That's
play.
always a tough position to be in.
You
too.
got to play good opponents, and that's going to be really difficult when it comes down to the end of the season. You got to hope that your starters, which are not really that good, they're pretty mid right now, other than your top two, because everyone else is injured. So you got to just hope that other people can give you extended innings, so you don't have to go to your bullpen as much.
Our next round of legit or is in the same division.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, or should I switch it up? I'm
Do
gonna
it-
switch it up.
do
I'm gonna
whatever you
throw you
want.
guys a curveball. Yeah, because this is
Curveball.
the game that I'm
Curveball?
hosting for the inaugural game. So I'm gonna do my thing here. The Toronto Blue Jays,
Dodgers.
legit or
Blue
I'm gonna
Jays.
start with Joe because Kurt started last time. So
I'm biased.
Don't do this again, Joe.
don't let your
However-
bias get in the way.
No, but I believe this. Yeah.
Wow.
Blue Jays. You know what sound a blue jay makes when
Uh-oh.
it's its nest chirping? Yeah. That's what I've just decided. I don't think that this team
He's
is
about to play
legit.
a Blue Jay sound.
And obviously I'm legally required to say this. I just don't believe in this team as it is. It's one of those rosters where, and you could say this in any sport, you look at it and you go, yeah, a lot of talent, but they have to prove it to me before I will ever pick them to go far in a postseason. I think that's the way that people looked at it. It's pretty nitty. It's pretty,
I guess I hear it a little, but
pretty
like
good.
not really.
It's
It's
not what
pretty
I
good.
expected a Blue Jay to sound like, and I've seen them before.
I feel like they're more shrill than that because they're usually like angry. Anyway, continue.
I think that the Jays, a similar roster construction where they have so much talent but are so unproven and what they've been able to do with that talent over the past several years. It reminds me of how good the Chargers were under Brandon Staley to never make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Uh,
that's a good comparison. Wow.
The Cavaliers right now very good team, but not a
Cavaliers are gonna
team.
be good.
You can never pick them to win the
I
finals
did.
or make the finals
did.
until they do it.
I did.
But you were wrong.
Jared Allen
the-
Allen is my king.
Consistently as
I
good
love
as that
Jared
team
Allen.
is, and I agree with you, and I like the Cavs. I would like to see them take that leap.
No, you wouldn't.
Same way that
No.
I like the Jays, and I would like as far as a division rival goes. There's plenty to like about,
Well, that's how
the
I feel
Blue
about the
Jays.
Marlins a little bit.
and it would be if the Red Sox
But
were out
the
of the
Marlins
equation.
are not really a team
then
that
I
you're
would-
so concerned with. If I'm Joe, I'm still concerned with the Blue Jays.
I'm a little concerned about the
Absolutely.
Marlins in the future.
The future.
Maybe.
We're
It's-
not
it's
thinking
kind
about
of
the
like-
future right now.
It's kind of
I
like
always
how
look ahead. Sorry.
it's kind of like how
Go.
at this point you have trouble saying that the Padres are going to go to the World Series, even though that team is so talented.
Yeah.
You read that lineup, you
gone
look
all
at their
in.
rotation, you look at the bullpen. It's amazing. They do this every year, and yet they never are able to get over the hump. The Blue Jays are that, but worse. I don't think that they're that version of it. Of course, they didn't make these crazy moves at the deadline, right? They got Shane Bieber. That was probably their biggest splash. That's a guy who, you have question marks coming out of injury. My big thing about the Knit, and yes, they have a really consistent, deep lineup. They have a couple guys that I think have, like Barger and Clement, I think have been a lot better than people would have anticipated. And I don't know how much, and this is an outside perspective. I haven't watched them a lot.
300.
But I don't know how much I would like buy into the fact that they're going to be legit good all the way through October. It just feels unrealistic. That said, my reason why I'd say that the Jays are knit is on the pitching side. I think the rotation is knit. It's like Gosman
I like what George
at
Springer
this
has
point,
brought to this team
Scherzer,
until he's not injured.
Barrios,
yeah.
Chris Bassett, and
I
then
like Chris
Bieber
Bassett.
once he's healthy. All of that's like you have a lot of proven guys with high floors, but at this stage in most of their careers, I don't know how much I trust these guys to. I decently like the rotation for a playoff series. It's guys who have a lot of experience, guys who have been in the postseason quite a bit, but I just have trouble believing that enough of those guys are going to be going when it's October, considering how inconsistent or how middling many of them have been this year and last year as well. And then the bullpen also it's an average bullpen. You don't have any
I think
crazy
you only need
high-end
an average
talent.
bullpen right now and a good starter if that's what you're going to go for. If you're going to go for mid-starter, good bullpen, like the Mets recipe at the moment, like that's what you can do. But I don't think you always need amazing starter and amazing bullpen because you're not going to get both. You're never going to get both.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. And it's also, the Jays have been, it's weird that they're as good as they are because, and it's to their credit, they've won a lot of close games.
They'd have more. Can I read you? Sorry
Yeah.
to cut you off, but can I read you a crazy stat that I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
found in SI? More come from behind wins this season than the Rockies have total wins. They have
That's so
36. The
goofy.
Rockies
did
have
see
30
that.
wins.
is insane. The Mets still haven't won a game when they're losing after 8.
Yeah, I know.
Heard that yesterday from
Steve Gelbs.
So that's crazy.
Real.
The Jays, that's something that obviously plays in your favor. Ability to win close games, ability to come from behind. But it's the same, and I'll keep using those comparisons, like the Staley Chargers, the Cavs right now, the Padres. No doubt that those are talented teams, those are good teams, even likable teams that you might want to win. But I'm just never going to say that they're going to be as good as they could be until they actually are. I just
Yeah.
don't trust it until it happens.
I think that's a valid take.
I'll give you one thing. I think the Blue Jays are legit. There's a very, I know this is going to be a really odd stat to really pick out, but the Blue Jays never strike out. This is something I heard on Trevor May's podcast. Shout out the GOAT.
Trevor May, yeah.
Shout out the GOAT.
Met
Is
like-
that they're one of the they are one of the best hit for contact. They are the best hit for contact team in the entire MLB, and that's not something to really sneeze at when it comes down to it, because I really
Can you give
think
me an example of something to sneeze at?
Joe Henry.
Oh.
I'd sneeze at Joe Henry.
Go on.
What?
But so I think that they're hitting for contact and their at-bats have been so good that they are able to wear down bullpens
Mm-hmm.
that they get higher and higher into pitch counts, where a lot of this team has been very good at hitting later in the count, and that's what they're built for right now. And guys like Bo Bichette, guys like George Springer, who have had big resurgent seasons for the Blue Jays, that's why I think they're going to be good for a very long time. Not a long time, but they're going to be good this season. Will they win the World Series? No. But will they probably make the not make the playoffs, but will they probably make some noise in the American League?
You think they're gonna make the ALCS?
That's tough.
They could.
So how can
It's
you say they're
very
legit if they're not?
But listen. The AL
because
is
there's a lot of other
the
good
AL
teams.
is so weird.
Yeah, the Tigers. I mean, the Yankees,
I'm
theoretically,
saying,
if they get
but
it together.
The
Are you a legit
Guardians,
team
for
if
some
you're an
reason, have
LDS
been good
exit?
too.
Guardians are
The
not going
Mariners,
back.
they're not coming back, but still,
the
they
ALCS.
can not going back to the LCS, but they can
Oh.
get there.
Yeah.
The playoffs.
Sure.
The Mariners, the Astros are having the resurgence that they've been having. There's a lot of teams that can be better.
I also think one thing about the American
So
League
it's really
that
hard for me to say. Yes, ALCS.
Yeah.
Are they a very talented team and one of the better teams in the AL that can probably go to the ALCS?
yeah.
Yes.
I think my thing about the American League, like this whole season, is that there's all these teams that you just don't think of as being like legitimate. Like, but 2 teams have to go to the ALCS in the American League. Like, you know, I feel like a lot of the season has been like the Tigers have been the best team in the American League, and you know, maybe some people have their doubts about the Tigers, but they've been the same thing as the Cubs. They've been doing it all year. They've found ways to win. Whatever your opinions on the AL Central as a division are, like they've been at the top the entire time, and they've been proving themselves.
Screwball wasn't great last night.
But like the American League has a lot of teams like that are like the Mariners, like the Red Sox, we'll talk about the Red Sox, but there's a lot of teams there that are just, they're hovering. But you don't think of any as like equivalent to the Dodgers, because there's no team equivalent to the Dodgers, but
Well, even like equivalent to the Mets. I don't really pick out a team in the AL that I'm like, yeah, this team is built like the Mets.
yeah.
There is no team like that because there's not that much. There's talent. We're going to talk about like all the talent, but
I mean,
there's nothing where there's like 4 guys or even 2 guys that I'm looking at. I'm like, these guys are the big money-making moves for blah, blah, blah team.
Right.
Same thing with the Blue Jays.
I mean, I'm going to say for the Blue Jays.
Legitimate?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
Damn.
confused by how they're 20 games over 500. Like, that's outrageous to me.
Because they're legit.
I just don't know. I feel like they came out of nowhere, because I was actually talking to my dad about this the other night. Like,
Shout out
Anthony,
McCarron.
friend of the show. But we were saying, like, we both underestimated the Blue Jays coming in because they made all these moves that are like kind of, you know, Max Scherzer, like the rotation wasn't like moving me. And, you know, they seem to have figured it out, so I guess
Scherzer's
we were
consistent
wrong.
enough.
Scherzer managed, like, even though, I mean, you have your doubts with an aging pitcher. Like, he's a Hall of Famer, obviously, but you have your doubts with aging pitchers like that. But he's managed. And he's been pretty good for them, so.
Well, you got to take one.
Legit or net? I'm going to say nyeh.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm the only legit for the Blue Jays? That's
I don't know. I just have my. But I will say, here's my caveat there. The come-from-behind wins, I think, are very good to have in the playoffs. Now, obviously, that can't always happen. That can't be the one thing you rely on. I don't think they are relying on that.
That was the Mets last year.
That was the Mets last year. But you can't rely on that in the playoffs. But I think it's a good quality to have, where when they get down, they're not out of the game. But our next round of legit or nit, and it looks like we have 5 minutes left in the segment, but I feel like we have more time. We have a lot more to say.
Extend it.
I'm going to go with the Milwaukee Brewers, and I'm going to start on this one if you guys don't mind.
Please do. I'm happy to happy to hear your thoughts.
You got
Thank
this,
you.
Joe.
I am going to say legit for the Milwaukee Brewers, and I think I'm partially saying that so that I feel better about whatever happens in this Mets series. But my real opinion is this everyone was calling it a hot streak. Oh, they're just hot right now. They're 31-9 since June 19th, and that was a month and a half ago.
44-16 in their last 60 games.
These are outrageous numbers we're talking about. Their pitching is Jacob Mizorowski, he's injured, right? He's very solid, very good. There's other great pitchers as well.
Unless he plays the Mets.
Right. I mean, it could be a crazy hot streak that they're on, but 40 games going 31-9 to me is not a crazy, or I guess now it's 32-9 because I wrote this down yesterday before last night's game. But that to me is not so much a hot streak as it is actual facts. And they have the second best starter ERA in the league. That rotation is an issue. They steal a lot of bases. They're always running. They're great with runners in scoring position, which we have personal experience with our team not being so good.
Neither New
at
York
that.
team is good
Neither
at it.
New York team, and that is something you need in the playoffs because that is what happened to the Mets last year in the playoffs. They just couldn't drive in the runs. I think the Brewers are for real. Obviously, this hot streak that they're on, like they might hit a little swoon at some point. But did you hear that, Joe? Swoon.
I clocked it.
I looked right at Joe when I heard swoon.
They might come down to earth a little bit, revert back to the mean. But they have the best record in the major leagues. I don't think that's something we can shy away from. And if they're playing the Dodgers, maybe they give them a run for their money.
I think they can. I mean, listen, I said in my notes, I just wrote down the players whose names you would not expect to be hearing this season as someone who's good. Let's go through them really quick.
Okay.
Christian Yelich.
Yeah.
Hitting .260.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Andrew Vaughn. Hitting .241 with 47 RBIs and 12 home runs. Bryce Terang. All these guys have been great for the Brewers. Not people that you would expect one to be that good.
Not people that we've even really heard that much about, period.
They have been prospects, and they've been guys that people haven't really cared about.
Yeah.
Guess
Except
what?
for Yelich.
They've been great.
Yeah.
And this is, I don't know if it's the Brewers' system that they've gotten going on. I don't know if it's the coaching. Even the bullpen and the starters that they have, I literally wrote down in my notes, vibes and friendship. Because that's how it feels a lot of the time, because this whole offense is plug and play. The defense is plug and play. You can take people out and back in, and they're all good.
Trevor McGill.
Another person who, Trevor McGill is great, but last night was like amazing against the Mets, it looked like, other than the giving up the 2 hits and Sterling.
Yeah.
But in general, I feel like they looked really great against the Mets last night. And not to say that the Mets didn't have a great game with their bullpen. They didn't allow a run for 4 innings. But I'm really just so... They're definitely legit, don't get me wrong. But are these guys going to come down to earth is more what I'm thinking.
So your answer is legit.
Legit, but...
Because I don't want any more in between tomfoolery
well,
like
I've
Joe
not done
just
that
did.
yet. But I'm just trying to think in my head right now, is there going to be a fall off?
That's what I think too. But I think their fall off is still really, really good. That's my thing. I don't think their fall off is going to be like a disaster.
Are you going to trust Bryce Terang, Caleb Dubin, all these guys to be that good the entire rest of the year?
Well, I will give it to Christian Yelich, former
Blake Perkins.
Yeah, that was a miraculous throw last night. Good job, Blake Perkins. But I will say Christian Yelich, runner-up for 2019 NL MVP, I believe. He's always been a very solid player.
Yes.
And I think he's been there. Like, they've been in the playoffs consistently since he has been on the team. I think he has the experience, the veteran leadership. I love Pat Murphy. He won Manager of the Year last year, his first year. And I think that was great. I think they have the leadership in there. And I think they have the caliber. I think they're legit. I think that pitching is being underrated. Because everyone's talking about the Miz, and that's awesome, and he is awesome. But they also have other pitchers that have been quite solid.
I'll admit, watching the Miz pitch is pretty cool. Other than when he got kind of killed by the Mets, like seeing him in person was like a pretty interesting storyline in general.
Mm-hmm. I think, and it's to your point, Kurt, I think they're legit. And
don't do it, Joe. Don't say legitimate.
No, but it's and. Watch the conjunction, brother. Watch the conjunction.
I don't know.
Have you ever been to the junction?
Your conjunction. Which junction? The junction in Brooklyn.
The conjunction
quite
junction.
a lot.
Junction Boulevard?
Conjunction junction. Are you familiar with the conjunction junction?
Yes.
You're not? You are. You are. Okay.
Shake
Good.
my head, yes.
Moving forward.
Forward march, Joe.
They're legit, and as much as their lineup can be puzzling because of how effective they've been, it feels like, and the word that comes to my mind, it feels like they have protection in that even if guys aren't hot, they are fundamentalists. This is a team, we talked about them being well managed.
Heard this yesterday
They
on
do
the broadcast.
everything right. Base running, small ball, fielding. Even when hitters aren't going, they find a way to scratch enough runs across to set things up for a pitching staff that, in my eyes, is, I don't know if you could say it's the best in baseball, but it's been really, really solid,
You might be able to
consistent,
argue-
and deep.
You might be able to argue they are probably one of the best pitching staffs in baseball right
Absolutely.
Milwaukee?
No
Absolutely.
Doubt, one
Or
of
if not the
best.
best
I'm
pitching
trying to
staffs
think
in
of
baseball.
if
I'm
they are
trying
the
to think
best.
who's
Because even the
yeah.
starters, when Mizorowski's healthy, because when
Another-
he's been healthy, he's been unbelievable, and he should be fine. They're just being careful with him. You
which
have
they
him,
should be.
Freddie Peralta is one of the better starters in the league. You probably teeter towards one of the best starters in the league, one of the top 15 maybe. Woodruff, obviously coming back from injury, little bit of concern about how effective he's going to be, but we know that he's capable of being really, really good. Quinn Priester has been a revelation for them. That's someone that the Red Sox traded away to the Brewers, or conceded to the Brewers. He's been really, really, really good. Jose Quintana is very solid.
But again-
That's a great number 5 to have as Jose Quintana.
Imagine having him as your number 5.
That's like
Think about the
having
Mets
Peterson
right
as
now.
Ricky
four.
Montas. I would even love if Severino was still on the team.
I miss Sevy.
And you have a bullpen that, again, kind of similar to the Cubs. It might not blow you away with the name value, but it's a back end of that bullpen that's just so consistently good. Abner Uribe, and Trevor McGill.
Yeah.
To me, this is a team that is not just legit. It feels like they have more margin for error than almost any other team, where if someone's not going, they have depth pieces offensively.
That's why I said plug and play.
They have the highest floor. Their worst starting pitcher is the best worst starting pitcher. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think those qualities make them legit.
Yeah, so you're saying they have a lot of depth, basically. In
Not even
layman's terms.
necessarily depth. I'd say offensively, sure. Pitching-wise, I don't even know if you could say they have depth, but they have guys that you can be comfortable with.
I see.
You also don't look at their pitching staff, their starting rotation, and be like, yeah, these guys are who I want. Like, I would look at this pitching staff and be like, I would put this on my favorite team.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that other probably than Freddie Peralta and Miz, of course, but who would know that he was going to be that good when he came up?
I mean, Priester's been really, really good.
yeah,
I'd
but-
take Quintana about now.
I'd take Woodruff.
honestly.
love Quintana.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd
I'm
really
more
take any of those
Mets-
guys over anyone on the Mets rotation.
Mets.
On the Mets?
Yeah.
Any of them?
Not
No,
David
no, no, no.
Peterson.
I'm
I'm
keeping
not
Peterson.
taking,
Or Sean
obviously, I'm not
Manaea.
taking Quintana
I'm
over
also
most of
keeping
those guys.
Kodai Senga.
But there,
A
Yeah.
lot of, I think a lot of that, we're talking about the Mets again, but
it's fine.
I think a
We
lot of
tend to
these
do
guys,
that.
it's the connection that they've all been making, that they're all good recently, that's why you say that. But I don't think if we looked at this pitch staff in the beginning of the year, it would have been like
wholesale, I would
this
make
would've
the
been awesome.
substitution.
Well, now we have to talk about our last team on the legit or segment of our program. I'm going to turn to Joe Henry for this one because it is the Boston Red Sox. Go.
They're legit. I didn't write anything down for this because I'm just going to, off the dome, be in defense of the Kurt Sippel onslaught. And I promise anything you throw at me, I can help prove to you that the Red Sox are legit.
no.
Okay.
You want me to go? Do
You
wanna
can.
make
I mean,
it-
I
you
can
wanna
I
throw
think
a
he
couple
let him
things out
let him
there.
make
You wanna
his
make your
argument.
I
point?
can
I was
throw.
about to say,
I was
make
saying
your
I don't
point.
really have to make an argument. They've won 8 of their last 9.
Oh, I forgot to
I
write
think
that down.
they're 23
7.
and 8 in their last 31 or something like that. They've been for a long time now, probably the second best team in baseball to the Brewers for 8-week span. They've had a really difficult schedule to navigate in the second
I
half,
nitpick stats.
and I think
Your
they're
nitpick.
13 and 6 in the second half against Phillies, the Astros, who they swept, against the Blue Jays. Right now they're facing the
They
Padres. They
got-
just beat them
they
10-2,
lost.
beat the brakes off of them.
Astro series doesn't
Split
count.
against the Dodgers.
That's what I was just told in my headphones.
It's a team that
AAA Astros is what I was just told too.
all right. It's a team that not only has been very good, they've done it against really good teams.
I really think if I'm in this higher leverage games, that's what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We talked about this in the back, Joe. Talked about it basically
Talking
the entire
about it in
show
the
until
front.
We've been just talking about it. You do not have starting pitchers that you trust
Mhm.
after Crochet.
Bayo.
You don't trust him.
I do.
You trust him in a game 2.
Yes.
Wholeheartedly trust him in a game 2.
He's been so good.
So if you're playing one of the better AL teams right now, you're going up against the Tigers. You're going up against the Tigers. So if you're going up against the Tigers, you are
Yep.
realistically saying I'm okay with going out to pitch.
Yeah, duh. Obviously.
I don't know how that's
Obviously.
true.
He's been so good.
Okay, who's third?
Lucas Giolito.
Who's fourth?
Walker Buehler.
That's not that bad of an option.
Now,
No, Walker Buehler's been
historically,
he's been
no, but historically,
quite bad this year, but he has
Yes.
been much, much better the past few weeks. He's starting to have offense behind him.
Yeah.
Like, the run support has been significantly better. I think a lot of the deal for Buehler has been mental this year, where you just have bad inning after bad inning, where you have, maybe 2 good innings to start the game, and then the third inning he just implodes, walks like 3 guys.
So he's been
bad. He's been bad. Don't get me wrong, he's been bad. This is a guy who's proven to be exceptional in the postseason. It's someone who's starting to round into form. I'm not saying that I have all the confidence in the world in Walker Buehler, but I think that there's still hope that he could be a really good impact pitcher in the postseason. But it's not even a guarantee that he's pitching in the postseason, because the Red Sox have a couple guys waiting in the wings. They have Cooper Criswell, who pitched 7 1/3, 1-run ball last week. They have Dustin May, who they just acquired, a kind of similar situation, a guy who has a ton of talent but hasn't had a great year. I think if he could get acclimated to Boston, again, get some run support from a Red Sox lineup that's been fantastic.
You do not have very long to get acclimated.
That's fine.
Listen, I'm not going to say anything bad about your lineup. I think your lineup
you.
is pretty
Steven
solid.
Matz.
you.
I was
Sorry
going to say Steven Matz,
cut
too.
in, but I had to bring him up.
Steven
What
Matz,
about?
Mets legend.
What
Steven Matz.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, you also have him on your team. What do you think about Steven Matz?
Yeah.
On ESPN,
So
he's
that's-
listed as
yeah.
the third relief pitcher.
Yeah. Because
Oh,
we
he's
have,
they're
but
putting him in
he's,
the bullpen.
I mean,
Okay,
a
see.
lot of people think that he's not better than the guy we optioned for him in Brandon Bernardino, which is, I'd agree with that statement. But it kind of goes to
You
show
don't
that
even
this is
sound
a
like
really
you-
good
but you
and
don't sound
really
like you
deep
believe,
bullpen.
You don't sound like you really believe much
I don't believe in Steven
in
Matz.
this.
No, I don't
not
think he's
Steven
that good.
Not Steven Matz. In your starting pitching.
I do. I
don't
just told
think you do.
Well, we haven't even mentioned, because you don't even need to mention anymore, that they have the best pitcher in baseball in Garrett Crochet.
That's great. That's
Second,
okay, so he's going to
Skeens.
just keep pitching off short rest every game, every
He's
playoff
not on
game?
short rest though.
In playoff games, he
Playoff
will
games,
be.
he's very well rested.
How many games apart do you want him to play?
3,
3 games apart.
1, 4, 7, if need be.
So you don't think that those
need
2
be.
games they will not at least have trouble because of their starting pitching?
No,
That's
because
ridiculous.
They've been winning games with other pitchers.
Yes, but this is the playoffs. It's a much different environment against better AL teams
Sure. Well,
that can hit the ball pretty far.
the teams they're beating right now: San Diego, Kansas City, Houston, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Philly, Chicago.
I've been told again Houston didn't count.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
I'd like to point out that Steven Matz has a 3.32 ERA this season. It's not great, but
He's
it's
fine.
not the worst.
He's
Giolito
fine,
has a 3.57.
Well, but Matz is in the bullpen.
I know,
so
but I'm just saying.
yeah.
He's
It's not
fine, but the
great.
reason why that move doesn't move me is because the Red Sox have probably the deepest bullpen in baseball. A bullpen that's been top 4 in ERA in Major League Baseball. A bullpen that has had maybe the best closer in baseball this season, and Aroldis Chapman.
Yes,
That was crazy.
he has been great.
Yeah.
Again,
and that
I'm
hasn't
just not-
wavered.
I'm just not going to give it to you on the starting rotation. I do not have confidence in your starting
That's
rotation.
all you
even a
have,
little
and
bit.
that's all you have. I have confidence you don't.
Yes, I agree. I don't think Rome Anthony is a guy that has been great, and he's just been signed to a cheap deal. I mean, all of the lineup that you have going on right now, Duran, Rome Anthony, Bregman, Story, Rafaela, who
That's
has
some-
been a great storyline
Yeah.
recently, who just got signed
Will
to a big
Abreu.
contract. I'm not going to say that the lineup's bad, because I don't think
It's
it is.
fantastic, and it's
I
very
said
deep,
before,
and it's super well assembled. Where they've had this logjam in the outfield where they have too many outfielders, so they've had to place it on Rafaela at second base. Not great, because Rafaela in center field is the best fielder in all of baseball.
he's a Gold Glove center
He's
fielder.
platinum glove. He's insane. I'm not saying that because I'm a Red Sox
I watched a whole 20-minute video this morning about Rafaela. I don't know why. I just did.
He's
I don't
like
know why
that.
you did
Isn't
either.
he fun?
The guy just kept repeating the same
Okay.
points for 20 minutes.
All
It was
right.
pretty much like high upside. He needs to get his back going, which he has not done.
No, overall he's had a very
been
good
fine.
offensive year.
He's been
He's on a
fine
mini slump
offensively.
right now, but he's batting in the 260s, which is great for a guy who swings more than anyone in baseball. He has like a 60% swing rate. He just swings. All he does is swing. But
All
it's fine.
he does is swing.
He's been but this is your number 9 hitter. This is your 8 or 9 hitter.
Okay, I never said anything bad.
No, it's
about,
okay. I'm speaking to the masses.
Joe, I've never said anything bad about this about your lineup that you're putting out to hit. The one thing I'm saying something bad about is your starting rotation that I do not believe in any world will have a great time facing better competition because you have 3 guys.
What is better competition? They've been winning against the best competition.
The best competition since All-Star break? The best
Brewers.
competition.
Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies.
They have not played the Brewers. The Phillies.
Well,
I'm
but
not
that's
a
I
huge,
will give you that. Like that's not
Padres
a
right
concern
now.
until the World Series. So like.
Yeah. So let's look at AL opponents.
Okay.
They played a lot of NL teams recently.
They have actually played tons of NL teams. They played the Astros.
Swept the Astros, won the series against the Twins, won the series against the Royals.
I got Astros don't count again.
I'm
But
sure they don't.
again,
but
I'm just saying I think I need to see them play better AL teams right now.
4-game sweep of the Rays.
And actually their
Nah.
team is actually their coming up schedule is really not that bad. They have the Astros again, who are gearing up better. They have the Marlins, who I guess can take a few games from the Red Sox. The Orioles, 2 games against the Orioles, which is weird.
It is weird.
4 games against the Yankees, which
That'll be fun.
That'll
be big.
Another
intrigue.
So it's 2 games against the Orioles, and then after the Yankees here, it's 4 games against the Orioles. Then it's the Pirates, Guardians, and Diamondbacks. So you really, and then the A's. You're gonna tell me that this is such a hard schedule?
What they've just played, I'm saying, they just going out
sorry.
of the All-Star break. They were ranked as having the hardest remaining strength of schedule. You just read off those names. It's not that bad from now on. The fact that they've been
Doesn't
as
even
good
look
as
that
they've
bad
been
since-
against this schedule.
Other than the Dodgers, which they took the 1 from, and then they took 2 from, and the Dodgers took 1.
I will say their last series of the regular season is 3 at Fenway against
gulp.
the Tigers.
It is gulp.
That is
They end the
so
regular
interesting.
season at Toronto versus Detroit.
Depending,
I actually
huge
love
games.
those series.
I am going to be seated for those because
That's going to be fun.
That is fascinating because
like
I mean, assume if the Red Sox keep it up for the next month and a half, like that's interesting. The Blue Jays series is interesting at the end of the year if they're neck and neck, which I don't know if they will be.
Legit.
You think the Blue Jays are better than the Red Sox?
Well, obviously record-wise, duh, but I feel like no. I don't know. I don't get either of them.
I think that's hard for me to say
The Red
too.
Sox is just fun.
I don't
They're
know if I
just
can.
fun team.
I think the
you
Blue
see
Jays
their
are
new
fun.
hit celebration? Sure. The new hit celebration, the Red Sox?
Let's see it.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's not great.
They're
The
surfing
Dodgers
the
basically
wave.
do that.
They're doing no.
Don't the
There's no
Dodgers do like the
comparison.
same thing?
The
I
Red
don't actually
Sox,
know what the Dodgers
they've
do.
just been
I saw Freddie
whatever
Freeman
it
do
is,
a
something.
it drives me
vibracious
nuts.
team.
What did you say?
Vivacious.
Vibration.
It's not a real word.
I was gonna say.
It's vivacious and vibrations.
There you go. And I feel like this show has been vibracious.
It
It's
has.
so true.
So great. Wait,
So true.
Grace, did you give us your Red Sox take yet?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say like shrug, but I am intrigued.
Tomfoolery!
You have to take a pick.
Tomfoolery!
You have to take a
Studio
pick.
I'm
three.
joking. I'm my God, I'm kidding. My pick is going to be legit because I have been
Let's
thinking.
go.
I've been thinking
Let's go.
that they are better than they were when they
Point
traded
Joe.
Rafi. I thought it was over. It's apparently not. I was wrong.
They have better talent.
They have. They're better than just Rafi, than how they just were with Rafi. But we have to go to break because next up we have our fantasy football draft.
Oh my
Who's
God.
Hype? We are back to the gridiron.
Boom.
That was the fantasy
Back to
football
the gridiron.
gong.
We have gridiron on the TV, and you're going to have gridiron on your radio station. Coming up next after a quick break. Hey guys, Grace McCarron here with Jack Warner.
And we're two of your hosts for Nosebleeds, WFUV's one and only baseball podcast,
We'll keep you in the loop on all tri-state news with the Yankees and Mets.
as well as the biggest headlines from around the MLB.
Catch weekly episodes of Nosebleeds on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Take a trip around the bases with Nosebleeds on WFUV Sports.
Welcome back to One on One. To wrap us up today, we have a little fantasy football. It's about that time of year. I've been saying it all day.
There's no Joe Henry now.
There's no Joe Henry. He'll be back momentarily. I guess we can't really start drafting until he gets back here. But we're going to do a little fantasy football draft because I know everybody's starting to worry about their drafts. They're starting to write up their boards.
I go off vibes and friendship.
When we did our fantasy baseball draft, which the three of us are all in the same league, I A, asked my dad, and B, just went off of vibes and who I like. And it worked out for me.
Look who's back.
There's Joe. Now we can start drafting.
I was so bad at fantasy football last year.
So our rule here is we're going in order of position, so everybody picks quarterback, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You need... I'm just going to... we'll start with quarterback. How are we picking who's going first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
Wait, let's also say...
yeah. Go ahead.
One quarterback, 2 RBs,
there you go.
2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, 1 defense, 1 kicker.
There you go. How are we? Are we all three? Okay.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, the New Yorkers. The New Yorkers. I forgot that says is one of the 3 things that you can do.
Shoot.
It's not an action.
Shoot.
It's rock, paper, scissors.
Joe Henry, you're in New York. You've claimed New York, buddy. You've stopped becoming a Red Sox fan. You're a Mets fan now. It's say shoot, buddy. Let's do this again.
What do you call a
we
slice
gotta
of
do this
pizza
again.
with cheese, sauce, and crust?
Pizza?
Regular?
No, regular. You call it regular. What do you call it?
Cheese.
I call it cheese. I
Cheese
call
or
it cheese.
regular
High five,
slice?
Grace McCarron.
I don't really want to.
Cheese or
Yes!
regular slice? Whatever.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, says shoot.
Okay.
All right, Kurt, you're last. Let's go.
Go ahead.
Let's go. All right, so we're going quarterback first.
Quarterback first. Snake
Quarterback
draft?
first.
So I got 2 picks?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Me, Grace, Kurt. Kurt, Grace, me.
Okay, got
Me,
it.
Grace, Kurt. Anyways.
So I never get to. Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That's a bummer. Go ahead.
Quarterback. While I love Joe Burrow and would like to pick him 1 overall, the pick that you have to make 1 overall, quarterback, Josh Allen.
Okay.
All
He's
right.
not even in this game right now.
All right, fine. I'll take Lamar Jackson.
Okay. Well,
I guess I'm going to take... I'm really 50-50 right now. 1 second. Because I really... Because now I have my time.
We have
No.
15
I
minutes.
have my research done already.
it doesn't seem like it.
No, I do. Because I really want to take Jaden Daniels, but
You
I
didn't
also
expect
don't know.
yourself to lose in rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, I didn't.
You had that much faith?
I didn't. I
in
had
yourself?
faith that I would get Lamar
Funny.
Jackson. I wanted
Funny.
Lamar Jackson. I'll take Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Now
you
you-
start
Yeah,
with
Jaden
our
Daniels.
first of 2 running back rounds.
All right. I will take Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
No. Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Okay. I will take Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson.
Uh-oh.
Good picks.
My turn?
Yep.
Or I will do Jonathan Taylor. What?
I will take Christian McCaffrey.
The silence after
I
Jonathan
didn't like
Taylor.
that.
is
Okay, that was
definitely-
CMC was my other option, but he's always hurt, so I didn't want to do
He
that.
is always hurt, but look at my running back room right now. I have Saquon Barkley and CMC,
Yeah, that's really annoying.
and that's like if CMC's healthy, Saquon Barkley I believe will be healthy. But
Okay.
if CMC is healthy and Saquon Barkley is playing, who I'm not losing. Not losing.
There you go.
All right, me,
Wide receiver.
Justin Jefferson.
Okay. Grace McCarron.
Jamar Chase.
Oh, I will take
Malik Neighbors.
I will take CD Lamb.
Okay.
And I will take Malik Neighbors.
Wow.
What?
I did not expect that.
Wow.
I actually did not
Oh,
think you were
that's
going to
so
take Malik
mean.
Neighbors.
I will take Nico Collins.
Okay.
I will take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
That was my other
Hmm.
pick.
Okay. We go to tight end.
Is that me?
Here.
George Kittle.
Ooh.
Curtis.
I really like George Kittle. Number
Wow.
1 fantasy player in points last year.
Huh?
In tight end points,
Oh.
yes.
Ah,
In the regular season, he was.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. Go on.
Brock Bowers.
Good pick. Good pick.
I'll take Trey McBride.
That was my other pick. It's crazy how we all looked at the same fantasy sites at the same rankings.
I don't look. I know.
You
I
just
don't look,
know.
I know.
There you go.
Reigning champ, by the way. Reigning champ.
Reigning champ in what?
My flex in my dynasty. My flex play will be Devon Achane.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
Shout out Travion Henderson. He's going to be, by the way, for the people, if you want a sleeper in your fantasy league, Travion Henderson is insane. He's going to emerge as the lead back for the Patriots. Someone with amazing receiving skills, so for your PPR leagues.
He's
This is someone that
right
in a
now.
dynasty you have to stash. In a single season league is going to end up being a guy that you have to play by the end of the year. Grace, what's your pick for flex?
Puka Nakua.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Thank you.
Is this a crazy pick? Should I take him?
Go for it.
Is CD Lamb still available?
No.
No.
He's not. He got taken?
Joe
Was
took
I
him.
not paying attention? Okay. What?
Go ahead.
Now I don't know who to take because I was really hoping. I was not paying attention. Ashton Genty.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
All right.
All right.
I actually had my notes written down, and I did not have Ashton Genty in the mix right now. But you know what? I'll take him.
Okay, circles back to you, Kurt.
What's next?
Uh,
We are doing
defense.
defenses. I will take. I'm in between right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in between the Eagles and the Ravens.
Okay.
I'll take the Ravens.
Okay.
I will take the Broncos.
Broncos were my second pick. I think it was probably a better pick, the Broncos, but I
I'll
didn't wanna
just
pick
go
the
with the safe
Broncos.
pick. I'll just take the Eagles.
Okay.
And then swinging back around, maybe not the consensus number 1 kicker in the game, but real ones know what I'm doing here. You guys should know, but you probably don't. You're not real Joe Henry enjoyers.
Nope.
What?
My kicker.
Not a real Joe Henry.
We're in a
enjoyer.
group chat called Joe Henry and Friends.
Okay,
We
I
are.
didn't name it that. It's just that.
Still though.
I
It's
don't,
just what
I
is what
don't
it
even
is.
know who did.
If you follow along on my Twitter, so like
You want to plug the Twitter?
occasional,
Joe Henry
some
_4.
people, Joe Henry.
Wow, he knows the username.
He's a real Joe Henry knower. You know that I like to post memes about my fantasy kicker. He might actually be like the 6th best kicker for fantasy, but in my heart, he's number 1.
Okay.
Kaimi Fairbairn.
There you go. Is that me now?
That's
Yes,
you now.
That is you.
I'll do Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, sure.
Okay. I will take Cameron Dicker.
That's my second
Your
pick.
kicker.
So no Jake
Can
Bates.
I try
I was
Kaimi's
thinking about
name
Jake
right
Bates.
now? Kaimi Fairbairn. John Christian Kaimi Noala Lumala Meke Ekeke Kuma Pa'a Fairbairn. I actually
getting
don't think I
into
butchered that
Dangerous
bad,
territory.
Thank you for that.
but I
don't
do
know,
apologize.
I don't know how you feel. I don't know if that was a great pronunciation.
I do
Joe.
apologize. In my head, that like it was good for my standard of myself, but for the people of
I
Hawaii,
don't think it was good for his
No.
standards. I really think it was a bad standard for him.
We have some
That's okay.
time. We have some time left here.
We have
Let's
some
talk,
time.
Let's talk about our picks. Let's say who
yeah. Let's
won.
debate this. Let's actually, can we have the producers kind of give some thoughts about
Yeah.
how we did
I'm
here?
a producer, Mike.
I mean, what sticks out to you guys? Who had the best draft? Who was the best pick? Worst pick? Anything that stuck
I
out
think my
as
flex was
a
not
little
great,
bit shocking?
But, you know, I'll take it.
You took Genty as your flex.
Yes.
I mean, I think Genty could end up being like really, really good. I'm concerned about the O line.
Put on the producer mic.
Yeah, just throw on the producer, man. A little mic 3,
the
a little
mic
Studio
3,
A.
and then
you know, you do the
The
thing.
one next to you. You're not going to hear us talk, but
Is it this one?
over.
This one.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I think Trevion Henderson needed to be picked as a flex. That's my sleeper everywhere.
Wait, so why are
Listen.
you so big
At
on
receiver,
Travion
I love
Henderson?
the Nico Collins pick. I think that's going to be huge. Another sleeper is I like Higgins, the Texans receiver number 2 this year
Mm.
that they drafted out of
Oh, okay.
Iowa
Are you
State.
an OSU guy?
I'm a big dynasty player, so most of my picks are just going to be like rookies.
Gotcha.
But Griffin, you got any takes here?
He definitely has something.
Yeah.
Hero running back all the way. Don't draft any wide receivers, honestly. Bijan is the number 1 pick. JSN will win you a fantasy league
All right,
for
whatever.
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
That's Jackson Smith and Jigba for those at home.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We weren't sure.
He'll be great. Fade any. Oh, actually, Justin Jefferson will be good. I was gonna say fade every Vikings player.
Fade out your mind.
One last thing. It's not like it's not
Can
a
you
thing,
hear
but
us?
like too many leagues are getting rid of kickers.
Okay.
That's so
Really?
soft.
Yeah,
it's part of the
that's-
game.
that makes
Drop
no
a,
sense.
Draft a
Interesting
kicker if
place
you want a
to take a
kicker,
stand.
man.
No, I didn't know
Seriously.
people-
I'm all in on the don't draft kicker or defense, and then just drop whoever you don't want after the draft.
Well, I picked Brandon.
I never draft kicker and I never draft defense, and I just pick them up on the waiver wire after.
I think
Just
drafting defense is
no,
never
you
great.
stash players that people might want late in the draft, and you trade them for better players, and then you just drop everyone and pick up a kicker in the waiver wire.
I picked Brandon Aubrey 3 rounds earlier before anyone else picked a kicker, and he put up like 20 points a game. So
Congrats.
There you go.
I'm
Did
a
you
waiver
win your
wire
league
demon.
or
I have
no?
no idea if y'all are talking because we can't hear you, but we'll give it back to you.
Did you win your league, Griffin? 2? What do you mean? You placed second? Congrats. Maybe if you picked Aubrey a couple rounds later, you would have got first.
Listen.
still
Dang.
made about $200 in profit because we don't have a low buy-in, and I put up 180 or more in every single playoff
what
game.
is the
I
buy-in?
just
What's the
lost
Yeah,
buy-in?
wait.
put
The,
Wait,
what's the
190, and
buy-in?
in the fantasy world,
What's the buy-in?
What's the buy-in?
50.
50?
I'm not over $20 for fantasy kind of
Yeah, I
guy.
was gonna
50.
say,
That's
I
that's
think we
5
s-
lunches, man. I can't
think
do
we
that.
swiped
5
15
lunches.
for baseball.
5 lunches depending where you
so-
go.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not the best fantasy football player when it comes to it.
I'm the best.
I'm great. I'm much
Definitely
better.
not the best at baseball.
I, however.
No.
Oh,
I'm definitely much better at fantasy baseball.
but okay. To be fair about the
Sorry.
fantasy baseball,
What? I was kidding.
and I don't mean to make an excuse
were not kidding.
about why
I
my
was-
team's
I
in
was
last.
30%
I don't mean to,
kidding.
because I actually do believe in my team. I think my team's quite good in fantasy baseball. But the reason why I was last, and we all know this is true, I was in London when we drafted,
please.
and we
Excuses.
had to go to a fancy
Excuses.
restaurant with my friend's family.
You had to?
I had to.
We're really twisting the
This
meaning
was
of
a
had
big-
to.
This was a big
Had
deal.
on
to.
this
Joe,
production.
fancy restaurant or fantasy baseball.
Fantasy
I did
baseball
both.
You made
follows
fun of
for,
you made
for
fun
I
of
did
me.
both.
several months.
You made fun of me for my picks.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Where
And
are
who-
we
who
right
did
now?
I
I
make fun
got
of you
I got
for?
made fun of for my picks, and I'm
also
in
did
third
get
place
made fun of for your picks.
because I didn't spend all the money.
I didn't either.
I made fun
I
of
was
your
bargain
picks.
shopping, and it worked out.
I was bargain shopping and I still ended up with great players.
I made some great
Who did-
trades.
Who did I make fun of?
I don't actually
Kurt?
make I don't make
I've
trades.
made like 3.
I make great trades.
They were
I
fine.
make trades.
The trades are fine.
Who did
You know,
I?
ones
Who did I make?
I
fun
actually
of
don't
here?
remember, but
I
I
don't
do
think
remember
I did that. I
you
don't
did
think
do
I.
that. You
no,
did do
no,
that.
no,
You made
no.
fun of.
I don't think so.
I could probably look back in the text messages.
Well, maybe the week that I beat you 12-0, then I did that.
No,
probably.
no,
Did
no.
he?
You did not meet me in 12-0. You
Oh,
beat me
what,
9-1. You
11-01?
beat me 9-1.
9-1 is not a thing. It's 12 categories.
1-9.
11-01.
Yeah, it would have to be 9-1 and
Oh,
3.
it's I
or
meant
9-1
to say
and 2.
because I
It's
lost
11-0
one and
and
then it
one.
was tied.
Yeah.
It's
Whatever.
11-0-1. I'm pretty sure.
It was 9.
It's
You
just
won
like-
9
just
categories.
know
That's
that
what's
you
going on
were-
with Jack Warner right now because I don't have starters. You know,
Okay.
when
You
things
don't
don't
have
work out.
starters.
Oh
When
my
things
gosh,
going
it
on,
just comes
sometimes the teams
pouring
aren't
out.
playing the starters. You know, like my starting pitching happened pretty late. I have great starting pitching, but literally last night I had awful appearances from Screwball, who usually lowers my ERA by 1,000,000, as
Right.
well as has like 40 Ks. Did not happen last night. Hunter Brown was fine. Who else do I have on the fantasy? Who else was starting for me yesterday? Hold on, I need to defend myself.
Oh,
I think
this is serious.
This
I
is
l-
where we've devolved.
this
Mitch,
NFL fantasy draft to MLB fantasy make
it's
excuses.
just what it is. I'm not making any excuses.
I don't
No,
have any
I am.
excuses to make. I'm
I
in third
am.
place. I
Right.
was tied for first
I
last
will
week.
be in third place.
No, you won't.
I will
after-
be in
in
third
6
place
weeks,
if
I
I
will.
make a comeback next week. This week is done.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think I win in fantasy. So in fantasy
Eh.
football.
Well, okay. So out of the
In
3 of
fantasy
us,
football, there's no way.
we still have a couple of minutes. Out of the 3 of us, and take your bias out. Who do you think won this draft?
Me.
what were your picks?
Well, actually, that's true. I didn't write down
Josh
everyone
Allen,
else's,
Jahmyr Gibbs,
so.
Bijan Robinson, Devon Achane, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Trey McBride, Eagles defense. couldn't be
Listen.
further.
I'm not even trying to be tooting my own horn here, but
He's tooting it.
Saquon Barkley and CMC, if CMC stays healthy,
That's pretty
will be a
good.
great running back room.
That's probably the best duo
Justin
you
Jeff-
could have.
Justin
Not as good as
Jefferson-
Gibbs and Bijan is definitely
Justin
better.
Jefferson is a
Definitely.
great wide receiver for what I'm doing as well.
For sure.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has a very high upside.
Yeah.
And this year he has a chip on his shoulder. Madden ratings, I don't know if he actually cares, but
Maybe he does.
George Kittle,
Concern
I'll
with
take it.
Amon
I
Ra
like
would be
Legit or
that
not?
there's
I'm not. I
there's
think
too
I'm.
many weapons on Detroit for Amon Ra to be as good as he probably should be.
I
based
think
on
he
his
can be
talent.
better. I think he can be better. I'm very high on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Flex Aston Genty. I kind of ran out of picks there. I could have picked
What
more.
do you mean you ran out of
I did not.
picks?
My brain was not working. I wanted to take a rookie anyway.
Did you take him as your flex?
Yes,
or?
he's my
Okay.
flex.
All right, fine.
My defense, the Ravens. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not going to really talk. And then kicker is kicker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just what it's
No
going to be.
respect
For
for the
kicker?
position. No respect.
So, wait, Grace,
No
read out your
respect.
players really quick because we don't have that much time.
Lamar, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar, Nico Collins, Brock Bowers, Puka, Broncos defense, Brandon Aubrey.
You actually do have a pretty even team, too.
Thank you.
I think it's probably, it can be me and Grace swapped out, like, for 1 and 2 in year 3.
That's like objectively false. But it's
Unfortunately,
fine. Well,
Unfortunately,
We're gonna
we're
have
out
let
of
us
time.
know in the comments.
let us know in the comments who
comments.
you think won. That's just about going to do it for us on One-on-One today. I'm Grace McCarron, joined by Kurt Sippel, Joe Henry, Barrett Spreitzer, Griffin Stevenson behind the board. And thank you so much for listening today. One-on-One is a production of WFUV Sports.